sneaking around in your own house.
Did you lock the door?
Don't worry.
Your boyfriend getting dumped in a wild animal park. And a crazy doctor.
Well, that's it.
Who turns out to be a mad scientist.
I mean, if you're going to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs, right?
With an insane invention that only needs a brain. But this Tyrannosaurus Rex just wants to be a party animal. Even when you tell the truth, nobody believes it anymore.
It was a dinosaur.
What? It's more than a machine with a brain. I mean, it is a machine with feelings. We're on the brink of something special. We are going to be immortalized.
Is that really you in there? Oh, Michael, what have they done to you?
Oh, you poor thing. You gone crazy.
Byron, I am not going crazy. This is just a little hard to explain.
That's my dinosaur!
We found the dinosaur, Sheriff. It's in a truck being driven by your son.
Byron?
Yes, sir. See, a couple of folks back at the hospital, they say he stole it.
Stole what?
The dinosaur.
Oh, jeez. That is my dinosaur that you are threatening. I made him and he is mine.
What are we going to do?
I will give you immortality.
Not if Tammy has anything to say about it. Tammy and the T-Rex.
So spiritually, she is in his mind, he's in hers. They have become one on that spiritual, sexual level. So she starts to find the groove, and the parts of his penis start hitting the parts of her vagina walls, harmonizing them, making them sing. And so she feels like she's in church, jumping and shouting because that man hitting them walls like she need him to hit them walls. So she said it was so good. And she relaxed, and she said at one instant it was feeling so good to her. The thought crossed her mind that he might let somebody else have a little sample of that. She said it's just the feeling of being caught up in the pleasure and then thinking about, wait a minute, he might do this right here. She said she just slapped him. So I'm just saying sometimes we have to be aware of that because dick will make you slap somebody in the face. Dick will make you lose control. Dick will make you pull a gun and shoot somebody in the damn face. See, you got to be careful. That's why, because a lot of us have really gone overboard with this. I told you that I have.
Miami Dolphins #1, everybody.
Rick and Suds on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD, your Miami Dolphins station.
And the good old Miami Dolphin theme song.
We've got David Griggs on the line, Miami Dolphins linebacker. David, you got a big game coming up Sunday. What are your feelings this week?
Yo, first of all, Rick, the Dolphins are back. We're a new team, we're Super Bowl bound, and they can't touch us. By the way, why don't you play that new song for me by Corey and the Fins?
Yeah, I think we can get that on for you.
Blue 42, blue 42. Down, sit, hut, hut, hut. Can't touch us. Can't touch us. Can't touch us. Can't touch us. Miami hits him so hard, makes him say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me with all those.
Okay, whatever, fuck it. Sorry, no, not you. The internet. Sorry, Steph. Steph's looking up jam recipes. How y'all doing? Playing Portal 2? Game rules. It's kind of, I guess that was Valve's last video game, huh? Again, always the best. Oh, that's cool. Play Metro Love Machine? Which one? Last Light? Or 2040, whatever it's called? 2023? I don't remember. How was Transformers? I didn't see it. I want to see it, though. I will see it soon. Oh, yeah! Big developments, I got new armor. So my creepy little doll man is now wearing a halter with some sort of cravat. Man, who knows? Thank you for the resub, Katie the Smith, and also Straight Frisco. Shit, Tack, thank you for the Prime sub. Hold on a minute. Tack. Mo? Yeah. Hell lot of stuff going on there. Yeah, so, one of the depending on whether or not you consider it positive or negative. One of the unintended side effects of having a little midget man is that all the armor I wear changes shape to conform to his weird... He looks like a human potato. So all of like the cool armor sets don't quite look as intimidating or interesting on my guy. I do like that though. I appreciate that. I had the Metro series for both Xboxes for the last 3 years and still have not touched them. Dude, they're good, and Enzymatic. Oh, damn! What? Scode! Is that a 2-month Twitch Prime sub? I think it is. Let me break out a jam for you. That's not the Miami Dolphins rap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it is not the Miami Dolphins rap. I'll tell you that early. Let me play a little track for you. I was actually just listening to this. Look at all those sounds. Actually, let me click that. Scrub this business. Why aren't you? That'll work. Alright, Scode Fillmore. Thanks for the 2 months of Amazon cash. Enjoy this track. Alright, Cubs. I'm sure you've heard of McGregor and Mayweather fighting as official. Have they actually signed yet? I know there's been a lot of talk about it. But that's boxing. That's not MMA, right? Thank you, RJDU. Shouldn't be somewhere respecting women. Brother, I do that all the time no matter where I am. Wicker Man, because of my training, I wasn't able to get to any Funhouse signings at RTX. But there's still a possibility of getting picked with you guys, maybe. I don't know. A lot of people want that. And I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what our schedule's gonna be like. I don't have a talent schedule or anything, so I don't know. Maybe. I think there has been a lot of messaging and a lot of attempts to, for people's own good, try and set realistic standards about what can and can't be done. What is and isn't like realistic to hope for in an RTX. And if you're going purely to meet people or take pictures, that's going to be very difficult. There's the signings, but and this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. Is from a mathematical standpoint, there's no way to scale up that appeal of RTX, and that time is linear. And for an individual or individuals that are in demand of people to like meet and sign things and take photos, if they did that 18 hours a day over all of RTX, there's still only so many people they can meet, and it doesn't get higher than that. It just can't. So if RTX is going to get bigger, it has to do so off the back of something that isn't come to meet your favorite Rooster Teeth personality, you know? And I've heard, I've heard commentary like that from Bernie, and I think there's been a lot of messaging out there of like, hey, we know a lot of people want to do this stuff, just be aware that we're bound by the rules of Newtonian space-time physics. Not necessarily phrased that way, but yeah, hopefully, I get it, because it's what I would want to do, but I do hope that, hopefully you can get something out of it a little more personal than that. Just missed y'all at E3, hope y'all had a good time. I had a great time at E3, but I also got, like, the best E3 treatment possible. Maybe I'm just that much of a YouTube celebrity now, or I should say we, because it's certainly not under my own auspices, but I got to do booth tours, like didn't have to wait in line, got to play some stuff. I don't know, it was cool. So yeah, sorry, there was a bunch of messages I missed out on. Finally able to catch your stream, says Xeroxis. Really hard from Germany. Worst part is I got up early tomorrow, and it's 11:30 p.m. Ugh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know European time zones can be rough. I try to stream a little earlier on weekends to account for that, but played Project Zomboid. I think so. I'd have to look it up to remind myself. The main fight is Chiesa v. Lee. I actually don't know either of those fighters. Oh yeah, I think they signed, but it's a top MMA fighter through doing boxing. Yeah. Oh, Perfect Dreamer. Thank you for the Prime sub. I missed that one. Yeah, and Conor McGregor's also, he's got a mouth. He's got a mouth, but he can back it up. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting if he gets dealt in the boxing ring. I think everybody's just kind of waiting for McGregor to get his big trap knocked shut with a clean hook. We'll see though. I have no opinion about the man. Certainly I like and respect the respectful fighters, but I think that there's a big opportunity for theatrics and MMA, especially when your job is to fill seats. And much like wrestling, if people come to see you get your ass beat, they're still showing up, and that still means you're going to get on another card. So, yeah, what you going to do? Thank you, Stumpy Goblin. Thank you for staying up late. Wickerman says, very true, and I get it. I'm looking forward to seeing the entirety of the event, as this is my first RTX. I'm just going to soak it all up. Awesome. That's a good mentality. What was your favorite game at E3? Probably Mario Odyssey. Man. I don't know who to root for in that match. Yeah, Mayweather's said some shit too. I wouldn't mind seeing either one win or lose. Yeah, I mean that's a good way to look at it, right? If you don't mind seeing either get their ass beat, then you're gonna come away with something you want either way. +1 says, meeting your favorite people at RTX is not as exciting as you think. Seeing them perform and be funny IRL is the best part. Huh? Interesting. +1. I wouldn't have thought about it in those terms. Blue light suits you better than red. That's good to know. Has there ever been a game that changed your mind from this game is amazing to this game is trash? Maybe a plot twist or something. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 comes up in recent memory. The final narrative part of that game is garbage. There's been, I remember Indigo Prophecy. Basically, every David Cage game has a drop where it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Heavy Rain wasn't so bad in that, but Indigo Prophecy definitely had a, okay, we're in full trash territory now. Think I'll get AC Origins or Anthem? I'll probably play both. Oh yeah, Ooblets. I forgot about Ooblets. Oh yeah, so, let me catch you guys up to speed on the plot here. So essentially, I am, in this region, I am basically like a proxy fighter for the Eorzean Alliance or whatever. The Empire is here, and basically me and my special gang of special ops fantasy force dudes are basically trying to energize an insurrection against the Empire. Basically trying to get the people to sign up for the army, and actually the Alliance doesn't want to officially go to war with the Empire, so they are trying to stoke this country into starting a war for independence on its own. And Lost Odyssey did that to me, because a lot of the physical disc on an issue with the final disc was messed, so I couldn't play it. Oh, Scode, that sucks, man! The end of that game is pretty sweet. The music during the last boss fight in Lost Odyssey is awesome. It's like a final boss theme that I can't think of something that's been better since then. Hey, Milt. Nice to see you, dude. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't played the new Hitman, no. Elebits? I liked Elebits all the way through. That was fun. Had great music. Really pretty, too. Man, you're the only other human I think I've ever talked to or anything on the internet who even knew Elebits existed. If you guys wanna... Man, if you guys want some cool concept art, look up Elebits concept art. It is gorgeous. Maybe the last great thing Konami made. No, Metal Gear Solid 5 was pretty good. So yeah, and the plot right now, we staged this like, sort of like guerrilla strike. They had a prototype Magitech armor thing. Did some like roundabout attacks to draw them out, and then we jumped them and blew up their experimental robot. With the hope being that an overt military victory would cause the people in this nation to be like, oh, we can fight them, and then actually sign up for an army. Ooh, Eggchild, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you. So yeah, I'm mostly just restating this stuff so I can catch myself up, because I really want to follow the plot of Stormblood, because a lot of people have said the story is super, super good. A lot of people say it gets really gnarly too, like it gets intense. So I'm, you know, curious to see all this stuff. Spell speed. I could use some of that shit. What was this? Dude was fucking arm pumping a little bit. Dan Crunch, yeah. So as much as people like to bag on Bethesda's conference, I thought they showed 2 awesome games, which frankly beat EA's score. EA had Anthem. That was all I cared about. No, they had A Way Out. Never mind. But even still, yeah. I'm really excited they're doing Evil Within 2. I think I might, I started Evil Within, and I was really enjoying it, but I never finished it. So I might go back to that, catch up. As much as everybody sort of celebrated Resident Evil 7 for being a return to classic survival horror, that's what Evil Within was, but no one cared. It's so weird, man. The things that people pay attention to and what they don't. Evil Within was like a great Silent Hill Resident Evil hybrid, and that it had the Resident Evil combat, but maybe more Silent Hill style cerebral horror stuff going on. It was great. No one cared. What you got to say, Lise? Drop it on me. Alright. It's funny, all the little ways Final Fantasy XIV is... Oh shit. TP Fishballs. Thank you for the sub. That means I play you a song. But yeah, 14 is the biggest Final Fantasy, and there's so many ways that it's very authentic to Final Fantasy. Down to the fact where, you know, this is a city, it's full of NPCs, and if you go up and talk to them, they pretty much all have 1 or 2 lines to say. And if you really care about it, you can talk to everybody and get a little insight into... Some of them are funny, some of them have a little something to say about the world. I used to do that stuff. I would talk to every NPC, just to hear what, you know, the designers had to say. More often than not, hear what the translator could kind of piece together from what was there. Alright. Alright, TP Fishballs. I wonder what TP stands for. But that can just be a mystery for now. Let's see what we got here. What's up, Kagratestan? Thank you for dipping in, man. It has been a long time. Oops. Hold on a minute. Trying to find a good jam here. I wonder if Valve will release Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, or Portal 3. Odds are low, my dude. They are... I think that... I don't know. I don't know where they're at, to be honest. Last time I ran the numbers, they were earning shitloads of cash just operating Steam and their service games, which is, you know, Counter-Strike Go, Dota 2, TF2, which is seems like it's being sunset. So yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath for a single-player focused game from Valve for quite a while. I like this. I like this. All right, got some cut tracks for you. Mr. Terrence Phillip Fishballs, thank you for subbing, throwing your $5 my way. Here's a track for you. Oh wait, I didn't unmute that. There we go. Here we go. Powerful Dragon, why the music? Well, oh, it's too loud, sorry. I mean, that was too loud, I apologize. Let me tell you guys, relative audio levels are a tricky thing. Very tricky thing. So, why I play music? You're a sub, so I figure you probably know. But I'll lay out the rules anyway. Essentially, I started doing this way back. I don't know why. So other people have, like, Twitch alerts and stuff. Milk, I'm auditioning for Blue Man Group. Nah. Just picked a lightscape that was predominantly blue, that's all. Oh yeah, so I used to do this. Oh, I'm gonna fly through. I used to do this stuff back in the day. Most people have Twitch alerts that, you know, fire off meme sirens and a bunch of animations of a little...
I remember the peaks of Girabania.
Explosion of gold and whatever.
That would stand long after we were
I just like music. I like listening to music. I like playing music.
We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the
And if I know someone from chat well enough to sort of customize it in some small way, I try to do that. Oh, that's cool.
People who had suffered every
ice cream cone spinning.
Indignity, who had been treated like animals, day after day.
But then it got complicated once they added in Twitch Prime. So, because Twitch Prime is non-renewing, and because I don't want to stop down the gameplay frequently, and since, like, dedicating a song to someone is meant to sort of be a sign of their, not necessarily their giving me of money, but more over their returning to this stream and sort of engaging with the stream enough. That's something as effervescent as a Twitch Prime sub didn't seem to warrant stopping things down, picking out a song, things like that. But if somebody does it 1 month, continues to watch, and comes back the next month and does it again, then that indicates to me that they've been here long enough to warrant a song pick. Hokey, did I finish Persona 4 Golden? I did, and it was an interesting experience. I'm in Persona 5 now, and that game is spanking me raw. That game's hard. I'm in the bank palace, trying to be non-spoiler about it, even though I'm not that far. We have a glamour? What the hell are you talking about? They should give the option to auto-renew Prime subs. Yeah, Leo Sky, I think they made it not that way on purpose, to the extent that, I mean, if you think about it, it's pretty amazing and generous what they're already doing. Amazon's basically giving out free money. Because there's basically no recouping that. See? Joseph, thank you for the Prime sub. So I think they made it non-renewing because they wanted some human action to be tied to the giving away of that money. If they made it auto-renewing, someone with Prime could just log in, give it away once, set it to auto-renew, and then for the rest of their life, as long as their Prime subscription is active, that money's going to ding away. But if you have to go back repeatedly to do it, then odds are a significant portion of the people that would set it to auto-renew just won't think to do it, or they'll miss a month here and there, and then that's money that doesn't have to be given away. Oh, damn. Grizzled Boar, that's 2 months. And Weebs, thank you for the Prime sub. So, Grizzled Boar, let me throw a tune at you. How did you acquire the nickname Law Dog, a byproduct of the 90s? I don't think that's officially my nickname. Elise likes to call me that. And I would never for 1 second tell her not to, because it's a pretty cool nickname. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's an official nickname or that I, like, earned it in any way. I like this. Alright. Alright, Grizzled Boar. Thank you for the 2 months of delicious Amazon money. Here's a jam for you. Alright. That's into... We got any experimental hip-hop fans in the audience? I figure I probably would have earned some brownie points with Jess if she were around when I played the Death Grips fans and what have you. That was not Death Grips, in case you ask. That was, Vince Staples. What version of Ultraviolet was the last sub-song? Good question. Let me, hold on, I forgot. Only Death Grips from now on? Nothing but Death Grips? It was called Ultraviolet, but it was from the album Touchstone by the group Solar Stone. You know, electronic music, it gets like that. Just noticed my shirt. Yeah, classic shit. I like this shirt. I figure it's been long enough. Also, Inside Gaming is well and truly dead at this point, so whatever. Machinima can come fucking sue my ass for wearing this shirt. I don't give a shit. You like hip-hop? Can I recommend some British rap music to you? Please do. Please do. British rap is nuts. Yeah. It's been a while. I feel like the last... And this is purely me talking. I don't really have much of a grasp on the music industry. But for me, the last time I got super into UK music was like trip-hop, Massive Attack. That wave of music was awesome. So, kind of waiting for... It seems like every 10 years, maybe 15, there's some musical trend that, you know, like, the UK just blows up. What's up, arsequeef? Wait. An arsequeef is just a fart. Whatever, man. I ain't no linguist. Some notorious spy. Hey, Griffball. Adam and I are driving from Houston to Austin for RTX, and I'm blasting that sub-high playlist. Now that your girl has GPM, go play. I've never heard a shirt of GPM. That's awesome. Yeah, but I mean, by all means, you can. If there's a track you like, I am a huge fan of GPM's playlist generation. I think it's really good for music discovery, and it's actually pretty accurate to not just what people listen to, but more what the music is. Dynamite MC from Gloucester. There's also Young Fathers and Tinny Tempa. Young Fathers are from Scotland. Interesting. Oh, Cum Pump. Good God. Excellent name. So you asked, how did you end up working for Inside Gaming? Someone previously, and I'm sorry I didn't respond to it yet, somebody previously asked about my recovering in the Inside Gaming blog. I think I can answer both those things. I did find my backup of the Machinima Inside Gaming blog, so I will be able to restore that. It'll just take like an hour or two to get it up and running. I remember, because I have to install and configure a web server on my own machine, and it's actually harder than you'd think to sort of deploy a 10 gig SQL database. It times out a lot at various times. So, main problem with rap music is there aren't enough guys in eyeliner and skin-tight leathers singing about the devil. Yeah, no, that is an issue. Yes, how I got to work for Inside Gaming. So, I guess I'll provide the Cliff Notes. So I wanted to get into writing about games, because games media, Let's Playing wasn't really a thing yet. It didn't exist. But, you know what did exist? Writing blogs and reviews and stuff. So, I got into that. I was just doing it for volunteer websites. Just like the kind of websites where it's like, we need content, but we can't pay you. You want to do it? So oh, it's Gloucester. Sorry. It's pronounced Tiny Tempa actually collaborated with the American pop singer. A song called Written in the Stars. Cool. Yes, so I had a body of work writing for a bunch of volunteer websites. And one of the people that I wrote with on a volunteer website years ago had then started working for Machinima. And at the time, Adam had been doing Inside Gaming as his Machinima show. Machinima decided that we need to turn this into an editorial property so that we get clout in the industry and we can get invites to things and get access to things, whatever. So they decided that Inside Gaming would become an editorial outlet to rival the likes of IGN, what have you, GameSpot. They hired Rob Smith to be the editorial director, and they decided they wanted to get on Metacritic, because at the time that was also the key to being a respected outlet. So they talked to Metacritic, and Metacritic said, fuck off, you just started. Call me back when you have 400 reviews. So Machinima took that very literally. And they're like, okay, well, we'll just throw money at contractors to write up a bank of reviews. So the dude that I'd worked with previously was looking for writers. I'd worked with him before, so we had a good relationship already. I can only assume that he had a good impression of me from when we worked together. So I became one of the freelance writers that was writing for Inside Gaming, just cranking out game reviews. I can only assume I was good at that because they kept giving me more assignments, more work. I'd also ask for stuff. And then they decided, okay, we're going to launch a news blog because we got to get web traffic up for some reason. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, then I became basically the news writer and reviews editor for Inside Gaming, the blog. So that's how it went, I guess. Being on a laptop, oh yeah, heard the story in this much detail. There's even more that I'm leaving out, but it's not necessarily relevant. I need to read this story. It's funny, basically everyone's story is, yeah, we believed the government and then they fucked us over. Cool. Someone's asking about going on relationship goals. I'd like to. Got any progress with Persona 5? A little bit. I'm in the bank palace now. It's real hard. It's real hard. I'm still... I think it's just going to be this way the entire game. But there are some moves that if I get unlucky, just kill me. One shot, and that's it. Thank you for the resub, Katie Bacon. I saw that you bought that alternate version of Blue Velvet. It's weird that they have a version that doesn't even have Kyle MacLachlan on the cover, but whatever. What difficulty I'm on? I'm on hard, so I asked for this stuff, but... Yeah, like one Rampage, if I'm unlucky, just kills my hero in one shot. And that's that. Ha! You just die. So... Which member of Funhouse was the first one to have the idea to join Rooster Teeth? I want to say Adam was probably the one. He was on the Gauntlet. And I think he was the first one to sort of get in, I don't want to say tight, but know those guys. And sort of identify that it would probably be a really good cultural fit. And he was totally right. Totally right. Opinion on Stormblood, it's absolutely awesome. Heaven's Word isn't nothing compared to it. Good luck in your journey. I've heard that. I've heard that. Well, that Stormblood was pretty good. What were your first thoughts when you joined Rooster Teeth? It's complicated. Because, we joined Rooster Teeth from Machinima. And we pretty thoroughly were, like, we had relationship baggage. And even Rooster Teeth people would tell us this. Like, you guys have got to chill out. We are on your side. You don't have to be so defensive. We were pretty skittish and, like, jumpy. I think it took us a while to sort of get used to Rooster Teeth's way of working. Which fits me like a glove, by the way. They're very much the sort of people who, like... Sometimes I might just fuck off at 2 o'clock on a Friday and get drunk. But, if at 4 o'clock on a Friday... you have an important question, they'll be there and they'll answer it. So it's like, it's like that work hard, play hard thing, you know? When it's time to relax, they relax. And the second that there's work to do, they're on it and doing it and good at it. So, having worked in a number of places, I cannot articulate how valuable it is to personally like and have faith in the people you work with. It's an amazing thing. And I feel like, not to be conceited, but I feel like I put up with a lot of bullshit work and a lot of bullshit jobs. And I feel like this is the place that I wanted to get to. So it's so good. Is the music distorted or what? I hear some distortion in the music of the game. I hope not. It sounds okay to me. If any of you guys have that issue, I can try to look into it. I'm looking for an MMO to play. Does 14 stand up? I think so, self-defeat. But it's everything I want in a game. So I don't know if it's what you want. It's not a perfect game. It just has everything I want. So, single-player-wise, it's got a pretty good story. The quests are pretty fun and pretty varied. The graphics are awesome. The environments look great. The dungeons have amazing music and really good environmental design. And it gets really hard. Really hard. Oh yeah, Enzymatic, the no-clip doc is out on 14. I need to watch that. I haven't done it yet. Oh, tense music. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, thank you for the... Oop, that's a 2-month Prime sub. Tate Gaming. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman. Oh, okay, so essentially trying to talk him into joining the conflict, and he's like, no, we've been through this before. Let's see here. Somebody asked, if there were a lead person at Funhouse, who would it be? Bruce. Yes, it is Bruce. I apologize because I don't remember his title off the top of my head. But, yeah, he's basically the ultimate shot caller. He also programs all our content, so he decide what videos run when and how, which, for the success of a channel, is the most important thing. New anime streaming service called High Dive, and it's really good. What's so good about it? Alright. Damn! Thank you, Jennifer. 27 months. Fuck. Yeah, time does pass fast. Thank you for the free cash. You really don't have to do that, but thank you. So, I got a track all queued up. Tape Gaming. Thanks for the money. Here's your... Cub says, you have a job? Well, I donated once. I like to focus on streamers at school or without a job. Absolutely. No, I think that is a much more practical approach. And I certainly don't hold it against you, man. What was it like to be trapped in a laptop? What do you mean? I mean, like the practicalities of it? Because it wasn't that bad. I enjoy being part of that bit. Yeah, I thought it worked really well. Live long and prosper. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate that. If you're curious, like, emotionally, I never really had a desire to be known. I will say that there are certain benefits and perks to having your face and name known. If I were still like an off-camera character, I wouldn't get to be in anything because no one would care. I probably wouldn't get to go into any events either. So, you know, I didn't push for it. Mostly we dropped that bit because when we left Machinima, we couldn't redo the same show. There was a... Machinima implied very heavily that they would pursue legal action. So they were just trying to throw wrenches in the gears. They just didn't give a shit. So cool. So yeah, we had to play it safe in that way. Do you value anonymity? I don't know. There are times where it would be convenient to hit a button and be anonymous. And I mean, like, not in like a, I'm so tired of people saying hi to me type way. That's always great. I mean more like I'm trying to go to the bathroom type thing. Like, I want something on cooldown where I can just hit a button and just, like, sprint through this room to take a piss. I will say that something I've never gotten used to, and probably never will, at least maybe I hope I never will, is just sort of not being in work mode, just being out, you know, like going to a movie or something, and having somebody go like, huh, I know you, and like, that's a weird thing to just hear out of nowhere. And then very quickly my brain is like, oh right, I'm on the internet, I forgot. So then it becomes less weird, but there's always that, like, I don't know what's happening moment. How did Machinima handle your departure? There's some pretty bad horror stories about channels trying to break away from them. It wasn't bad. No, it was bad. Never mind. Bruce and Adam had to hire lawyers. They could have been civil. They weren't as bad as they could have been. I'll put it that way. But they were as bad as they could lazily be. You know? That makes any sense? They did everything annoying they could without actually doing any real annoying work. So it was a bunch of just like words and veiled threats and things, but no actual action because they weren't going to do anything. They just wanted to imply that they could. I remember Bro Team trying to get away from them and how much of a nightmare that was. Well, yeah, Bro Team also was very undiplomatic about it. So there are ways to make it. There were ways to de-escalate that situation, and he chose not to. That's fine though. Made for some funny tweets. They yelled at you without getting off the metaphorical couch. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of saying it. And you know, all of those people are gone now, so what the fuck does it matter? Chad pissed off as soon as they sold, so cool. I guess technically he did his job. But there are just certain moments that are just like, fucking seriously? I mean, we tried to... I know it seemed like it was spite, but we were genuinely trying to be helpful on our way out. We were trying to say, like, look, okay, we're gonna level with you about your options because we're gone. Okay, so let me put it this way. Let me put it this way in terms of what we tried to do in terms of the right thing. And this is mostly Bruce's actions, because he was still our lead producer at the time. He was very diplomatic about it. He was like, look, he would ask for stuff. He's like, we need more people. We can grow this. We also need autonomy because you guys are, like, butting into our decision-making and you're making bad decisions, so stop. You know, that's a little brutal, but he did the right thing in that he was like, we need these things. We didn't get them. If you don't give us these things, we'll start looking around for other people to work at for. Nothing. Then Bruce said, we are actively looking now. And if you want us to stop, you need to give us these things. They didn't do anything. And then the deal went through. It's like, okay, we have a legitimate offer and we're going to take it. So we are leaving. And then it was like, what the hell? You can't do this. It's like, well, we warned you. We were constantly warning you for the last 9 months and you did nothing. So once that happened, then it was like the, well, we might have to do what we might have to do type shit, where they're talking about heavily implying suing. One of the more aggravating conversations I recall is we were, again, there's like a weird thing there. There's like one of the things that was really frustrating is on the way out, they're not evil, they're just not good. Listen, there's a difference between being evil and being complacent and lazy. I would say it was more complacent, lazy, self-centered type thing. They didn't want to hurt anyone. They just wanted to run a company and didn't know how. That's how I would say it. From my perspective, which is skewed in its own way. So on the way out, we were trying to say, like, look, Inside Gaming is done. If we even tried to work out a deal where we would, like, license the Inside Gaming brand from them and continue to work on it as an independent company. They said absolutely not. We're like, well, we can buy it from you because without us, the brand is worth nothing. And they, specifically Chad, disagreed. He thought he had a brand worth a lot of money. We were like, as soon as we leave, it's gone. You have to know that. So he refused to license anything to us. He gave us just the worst deal in the world. Something where we tried to make it clear to him that we were the brand, and without us, the brand was worthless. So he gave us this deal that was like a revenue share that was horribly skewed in Machinima's favor, just like a lot of guaranteed payments. And our response was basically, you're asking us to pay money to license ourselves, which doesn't make any sense. All we're licensing from you are the words, the URL, and the logo, which we also made. So why would we pay you to make our own content when we are the valuable part of it? Because as soon as we walk away and make a new thing, that'll be just as popular immediately. He disagreed. He thought, in a very kind of old school kind of way, that no, there's value in a brand. So, he refused. So we're like, okay, peace out. And by the way, please don't try to continue making Inside Gaming because no one will like it. He saw something else and decided to keep trying to do it. You guys showed them? They don't care. That's the thing. It's not an ego thing. Are you under any sort of NDA about this? No. They made me sign a thing saying that I wouldn't make a bunch of shows that I never made in the first place. So, it was like, hey, you willingly agree to never work on these shows again. And one of them was Creepy Text Theater. And we were like, we never made that, but cool. Thank you for demonstrating how much you knew about what we did. I feel like I gotta ask, what do you think about the DMCA waiver filed by this musician? I saw headlines about that. But again, I don't think in this no one did anything evil or illegal. So I wouldn't violate an NDA by saying any of this stuff. This is just the version of events from how I saw them. Plus, it's ancient history at this point. This is not going to change anything. Machinima's been acquired. They've basically canned all of their internal O&O, owned and operated. Excuse me. So they don't even have internal production anymore. I think they're trying, like, seems like they try to kick it up every couple of months, but it's just a wet faff of a nothing, and then it just goes away again. And by the way, let me make this clear too. I have nothing against anyone that's at Machinima. So the people they still have on staff, like Phil's awesome, Brandon's awesome, Chloe's awesome, they're all awesome people. And I believe they could make good stuff. It's just Machinima did the thing that a lot of companies do, where, so, like, for one reason or another, maybe a company explodes because they hit on something big. For Machinima, it was gameplay videos, you know? They sort of rode Call of Duty videos to a really interesting place. And then they were like, great, we really got something. So the investors came on, that don't really know the internet space, made a lot of bad decisions. And they're like, oh, well, we have to turn this into a grown-up company that somebody's going to want to buy, because that was always the goal. Like, get it acquired, and then we make out like bandits on our investment. So they hired a bunch of TV executives to... All I can do is like a bunch of vanity hires that I presume are meant to impress prospective buyers. Like, oh, this must be a grown-up company with real grown-ups running it. Except they made a bunch of garbage decisions. And blew a shitload of money on garbage that was awful. And this is a trend I see more and more, is that in venture capital funded companies, no one cares about the product. That is the last thing that matters. Because no one wants to make a company that does anything. They want to make a company that will sell. And that's all they care about. So it was weird caring about the end product when no one else did. And there was so much, like, friction about that. So much executives telling us we didn't know what we were doing because we actually gave a shit about the videos we were making, and us trying to tell executives... I mean, in a weird way, it's like, I get it, you have no reason to care. Because your reputation isn't on the line, nor is your career. But you're ruining mine with your decisions. So that was kind of the fundamental of some of the push back and forth. What was the most retarded thing that Machinima made? Was it the arm wrestling thing? Zarm is one of my favorite Machinima belly flops. Basically anything that's ever been in any of their Machinima Prime content lists. Mortal Kombat was okay. Forward Unto Dawn was okay. Everything else was awful. It was that thing of we don't care what the product is, we just want to get those headlines in Newsweek. So maybe we'll create buzz, so maybe some acquisition company will look into us. Whatever, man. Oh yeah, Street Fighter, that's true. That was okay. That was okay. It was like flashes of very good combined with a lot of okay. I didn't mind it though. So Rooster Teeth is good for you guys right now? Yes. Reader, absolutely. Because Rooster Teeth from top to bottom actually cares about what they make. They want to make good stuff that people want to watch. But they want to do it in like a cash responsible way. And God, couldn't ask for anything better. There's a reason that no media company is profitable, aside from Rooster Teeth. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Most of them just sort of try to run on jet fuel vapors until they get acquired, and then they don't care because they become a red line item on some other company's docket, and they fuck off before everyone gets laid off. It's the Maker situation, right? Look good enough for just long enough to get acquired by Disney, take your duffel bag full of money and pull a MySpace Tom, and get the fuck out. Subscribe to First just to binge watch all the Twits and Crits. Keep that show going. It's awesome. Thanks. Not up to me, but I would like to. I remember when Machinima tried to make some weird entertainment shows and some never even happened. Yeah, there was a lot of that. A lot of that. The thing that I got tired of seeing at Machinima was they would sign a deal, and to a degree this is when like marketing or trying to play the executive buzz game works. They would secure decent production deals. But then they would fuck those because they didn't give a shit. So they would shortchange the production. They'd get a production budget. They would spend half of it on the actual show. They'd spend another quarter of it on true viewing it to get it to the view goal they said it would get to. And then they just pocket the rest of the cash and move on. And since they didn't give a crap about making a good show, no one would care about the end product. No one would ever want to watch it again. So it would never get renewed because that was never the intention. It was just put in a week of half work, buy views on the back end, and then walk away with the overage. And then redirect that to whatever project you care about, which was also bad. Because those were never... Like, it was a weird combination of obligatory work to fund the passion projects, but the passion projects still weren't managed with any kind of practicality in mind. And that's one of the things that Bruce is really good about. We can do whatever we want, but he and we even hold ourselves to certain standards of responsibility. So, if I want to make a long, plodding documentary series about the Final Fantasy games, I could do that, but I know no one would watch it. No one would watch it. So for me to spend company time doing that, sure, it might make me happy, but I'm wasting time and production resources in an irresponsible way. So there was some of that stuff going on at Machinima too. People who were like, finally, I can be the writer, director, star that I always knew I could be, without anyone over their shoulder saying like, dog, this writing's not great, and your directing's not great, and no one's going to want to watch this. But since they were able to... This is me assuming now, because I wasn't really in these meetings, but... Since it was funded by people pocketing money from other productions, there was never really anyone to answer to. It's not like you had a producer. What's up with Matt Danovic these days? He's working for Mob Crush, I think. I've always wanted to ask. Probably ask everyone tomorrow on the post show. But how do you guys make a video from the idea to the funding, editing, etc., all the way to the final product? Well, we got a pretty efficient pipeline set up, at least for gameplays now. Basically, I guess the way you could consider it is I hate to put it this way, but like the camera 5, me, James, Elise, Adam, and Bruce. We're basically pretty much self-starters when it comes to video production. any of us decide we want to like play a game or have an idea for something, it's up to us to just sort of make it happen. So that's setting up cameras, setting up equipment, getting people, like scouting out people's schedules, making sure they have time to be in it if we want them in it. So we just sort of put it on ourselves to do all the production work, the pre-production work. What the hell is that thing? Looks like it's got a giant wiggly penis on the end of it. No, I do not see penises everywhere. Freud! Okay, I just wanted to get that map section. And then we handle the recording, and then we assign those assets to an editor and either give them some like pre-editorial notes or let them cut it down and then do a revision pass on it. So basically, once there's a cut down or a rough cut, we'll go in and watch it and leave like markers on the timeline, say like, here, do a gag here, do a gag there. I can think of a Photoshop here, an animation there. And essentially, like, it's a mix of like creative inputs. The editor puts their own stuff in. The producer says, I'm thinking we go this way with it, but the execution is on you. So yeah, and then we do like basically a communal screening in the office once the video's cut and ready. And if anyone has any concerns or editing suggestions, they can make them there. But usually it's just like watch it and like, yep, that's funny. And then it's up to Bruce to then. A lot of the times we'll sort of try to communally decide a title or tags or something like that, but it's up to Bruce mostly to decide a good title. Adam makes the thumbnails, and he's so good at it. Yeah, it's humbling. I have so much to learn about Photoshop. And just visual design in general. There is a... Man, I want to say... I mean, title and thumbnail is everything, but an eye-catching thumbnail is magic. And if you have that magic, your YouTube channel has a shot in the arm that no one else does. Do you, Adam, James, and Elise still edit? Or is I handed off to Omar Bones, John Peak, Dan, and Jacob now? They do most of the editing. Elise still edits pretty regularly. I edit. I think the rest of us edit on occasions, if it's needed. So like I'll turn around stuff pretty quickly. I make social clips pretty constantly, which is just subtitle and timing stuff, which is pretty basic, but that's just a little task I gave to myself. So yeah, and like, for example, the GameSpot stage thing we did, I made the E3 demo clips and stuff like that. Again, it's not much, but, you know, I still do it from time to time. Yeah, mostly I don't edit as much as I used to. I used to do demo disc every week. That was a fun challenge. It's like every Friday was just under the gun. And it's really good, too, because it was one of those, like... One of the favorite things I like about editing is like connecting the pieces of knowing I want to get from A, which is where the timeline's at now, to B, what I have in my head, and I've got my tool set to do it. And especially when you're under the gun, you have to think, okay, you have to sort of make those connections in your head. You're like, okay, I can do this, that'll take about 20 minutes, I can mask that stuff out in Photoshop, that's another 30. And you just sort of start putting together a weird grocery list, farming out work that you need to other people who can help out or who are available. Do you think edited content is still profitable on YouTube? Yeah, it's profitable for us. Depends on the editing. I mean, that's a really broad question, and one that doesn't have a yes or no answer. How did streaming on Facebook work out? I was not nonplussed, Rymore. It cost us money to do it, because we had to pay for a Restream account and pay for a transcoding account, because Facebook can't handle any kind of ingest. It's just fuck all for that stuff. It can handle 4 megabit, which is barely enough for 720. So, as usual, Facebook feels like a giant waste of time. You end up spending more money than you get back for it. I mean, that said, I've heard compelling arguments that say that, like, the reach you get, like, Facebook is just too important to ignore. And even if you have to spend a little money to be on Facebook and be seen, it's worth it because you get so much more audience. I'm not going to stream on Facebook. No. No. I am not going to do that. Maybe in the distant future, but there's so much porn on Facebook? Really? I didn't know that. I mean, it shouldn't surprise me, but... Like, live porn? But, you know, whatever. Are you planning on more My Summer Car gameplay with Funhouse Team? Funhouse episode's awesome. Yeah, Loud, we played, or I played another chunk of it on Thursday, Friday, something like that. No, it's really fun. I'm learning more about the game. We figured out how to chop wood, and tried to deliver it, but we couldn't find the house, and then I ended up getting hit by a train. Spoilers, sorry. They had to keep restarting the stream because Facebook kept shitting the bed. Joker, so that actually wasn't Facebook. If you're referring to Sunday, that was just the internet, I think, in the SoCal area. Sometimes that happens. So it was more our feed to restream was the thing that was just going up and down. Lady died in Japan from drowning and from bukkake. Oh no. How's that possible? Did it go like right down her throat? She coughed on it? Poor girl? I start college in 2 days and I'll be doing the IT work full-time and editing videos and photos part-time as well, so I'm excited to starting out the direction I want to go. That's perfect, Grizzled Boar. Yeah. While you have the time, by all means, learn as much as you can and do all that work. Too much cummy. It's true. How I want to go out? Man. He tried to scoop as much of the semen out before starting mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but it was too late. Poor lady. At least she died doing what she loved. Getting sprayed with semen. I mean, that's got to turn into some doujinshi, right? Like she dies from getting bukkake'd, so she comes back as some kind of terrible fuck demon that demands to suck the cum out of every dude she sees. That's always what it is, by the way. I love how the male fantasy is some demon who's consumed with fuck lust, and they just can't get enough fucking... It's just the hottest thing in the world, the guys. I think it's because it takes all the work out of it. I don't have to date, or take a shower, or do anything. The succubus will just jump on me. Noel, I think you just described an anime? Of course. Best Oshinchi idea ever. Oh, it probably already exists. First album is Fuck Lust. Why do you edit your videos? Would it be more profitable to just put the whole video up? Like the videos edit, I was just wondering. GGM, is this, this seems like those questions are being informed by Game Attack's posts. How they're talking about the edit time isn't worth it for them. Is that correct or no? But no, we edit the videos because I feel like the editing we do adds new value. Like not only does it make the video shorter and easier to consume for people that have jobs or schoolwork or whatever, but it also, I think it gives us a visual identity that not a lot of other people have. And you know, Let's Play is choked to death. So we need some shit to make ourselves stand out. Oh, Transelda, you got to the aperture part? Yes! So you get to hear all the Cave Johnson VOs. Man, Stephanie has a cross-stitch of Cave Johnson's rant about lemons. It's so good. She made it, too. That's why Steph's the best. Oh. Lisa's getting her ass chewed out. I don't think any girl has died from getting rim jobbed too hard. Have you tried Black Desert Online? I haven't. Because I can't imagine that it's better than 14. You know? Oh, look at this dude. I love this guy. I was waiting for the dude who's just like, fuck you with your goddamn savior bullshit. I've been here suffering for years, and you think you can just sweep in here and save everybody? Fuck off. You weren't here, Lisa. You weren't here! You tell him, cynical youth. Like, does it want PvP? Oh, okay. What do you like and dislike about YouTube? That's an intense question. I mean, like is basically... It is... It's hard to find a downside in the arrangement. They handle all of the logistics about video hosting and distribution, and ad sales. The idea that you can have a free platform to post content on, where they give you money for it, it's not great, but shit, man, that's pretty good. And truly, it is 100% democratic, which cuts both ways, really. Oh, see ya, Undermost Corgis. Sorry about the Bukake blast. Thank you for watching, though. So yeah, it's truly like, I wouldn't say necessarily that good ideas rise to the surface, but popular ones do. So in a way, I think that, like, if you're smart enough and you can, and again, going back to the machinima stuff, it's like, if you can separate what you think is cool between what people want to watch, you can do very well. But not a lot of people have that ability. And that's another one of the skills that makes it work. I mean, as far as what's bad, honestly, it's not 100% perfect all the time. That's the bad thing, right? So, yeah, they can't do everything for everyone all the time. But I think they do the best job that a group of humans could. You're referring to Game Attack? I see. Yeah, I read that post too. I don't know. For us, we have a reputation for edited videos, and that's what people come to expect from our channel. With Game Attack, it's a different story, you know. They have a different reputation, a different audience expectation. And yeah, for them, if their edited content doesn't perform 4 or 5 times better than their unedited content, it's not worth it. We have the luxury of investing more resources into our edited videos because they perform well enough to justify it. And it's sort of it's a chicken and egg thing. We started the channel with that model because that's what we've wanted. Like, we knew that could be sustainable from how we did it at Inside Gaming. So we didn't have any concerns about scaling up with that model and that expectation. But if you establish your brand to not be that, and then you try to switch to that, it gets more difficult. I feel like Kinda Funny is in the same boat. They don't really do edited content. They do a lot of live shows and a lot of VOD up on YouTube, and then their money is just direct revenue through Patreon and Twitch sub, and I don't know what else. To be frank, they're partners, and it's none of my business, so I don't know what their books look like. Oh, found the anime about the succubus that must consume male semen. Well, Enzmatic, hook a brother up. What is it? To be frank, I've read a few of them myself, so... Wait, I'm trying to think. What was the one that I... No, now that I think about it, the one that I'm thinking of wasn't an actual succubus. It was like there was like a fantasy night girl who had a vampire cast a spell on her to make her ravenously crave sexual gratification. And I'm pretty sure that ended with her fucking the vampire into nothingness. Like, she fucked his spirit energy away because she fucked him so much. And then he, like, disappeared into mist, and she was all mad because she didn't get all the fucking in she wanted, so she started chasing his, like, demons around to have sex with him, too. It was a good comic. Quality comic. And then, like, the further issues were just her exploits in Fantasyland, fucking all sorts of fantasy beasts with giant penises because it's, you know, it's manga. Kinda Funny team are hilarious. They are. Kinda Funny's great. Do you get any benefits from your listed and unlisted gameplay streams? You have to be a little more specific. What do you mean by that? Do you mean my personal YouTube channel? Or at Funhouse? Or what? Any new Funhouse Astroneer videos soon? Not that I'm aware of, but Bruce really wants to go back to that game. He really likes it. Chronicles of Riddick is actually about a male succubus. Well, Transelda, that's just an incubus. As I recall, incubi were invented to explain why a dude would go to town, and it would take like three weeks, and he'd come back and his wife was pregnant. Weird. Oh, I guess a demon must have visited me in the night and had sex with me. No, she's an actual succubus, and she must form a male harem and then must consume semen. Latte no omocha. Perfect. Let me just drop that in the old Google search. Wait, that looks a little... that incubus looks a little young. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. How do you guys get Rule 34 porn without getting viruses and Trojans? That site is worse than, whatever that word is. It's not that bad, man. Chrome is pretty good about blocking all that stuff. It's not that hard. Ooh, Iconic Sloth. Thank you for the Prime sub. Drinking anything fun? No. Yeah, you got vodka and Sprite. That's a good mix, by the way. No, it's Vietnamese coffee. I got all my stuff. I got all my Vietnamese coffee stuff. So I was able to make it again. Now I'm getting all amped up. What tools or services would a YouTube rival have to provide to succeed? I mean, who fucking knows, man? They have to do everything that YouTube does, but better. And how do you do that? How do you go from nothing to that? To the channel, specifically the unlisted ones, I noticed they have a decent amount of views and thumbs up. Oh, you mean like the streams that we leave unlisted? Maybe we get YouTube Red revenue from it. I'm not entirely sure though. I haven't looked at the analytics for that stuff. But you know what I did look at? These new boots! What? Wait, they look stupid. Sandals? Like, how do I'm gonna go up and... There we go. Yeah! Tiny little sandals! How are these better? I love MMO expansions because you start over wearing cardboard and somehow the stats are better. Well, I guess I can finally put my materia in those. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Do you get coconut cream in that Vietnamese coffee? No, condensed milk. I'm more of a... More vanilla. MMOs are lame as fuck. What you gonna do? Ever consider getting into GTA roleplay? Seems like the Twitch craze right now. We do enough of it in our videos. I think that's close enough. Close enough for us. If this were Black Desert, those would look exactly the same as your starting gear. Oh. Does it just, like, change the tint of them a lot? Where Krata? Who the hell's Where Krata? I wasn't looking. I wasn't reading. Damn it. I told myself I was going to follow the plot, and then you guys got me all excited about Japanese cum demons. Alright. Gonna play Dragon Ball Fighter Z when it comes out? Fuck yes I am. Fuck yes I am. Actually, that reminds me, I've been meaning to pick up Injustice. If for no other reason to just play through the story. What the hell is that? Some kind of, like, swirl pile? It's a little ghost! Look at him! That's cute! Yeah. Got a little beard. Oh man, I love the art in this game. Jeez. Oh, speaking of GTA, the boss character you did was amazing. Yeah, I didn't want to burn that out, so I dropped it pretty quick. I have a really bad meter in my own head for when things are funny and how long they stay funny. So I tend to just sort of walk away from things pretty quickly. Hello, Eager Raptor. You do a Let's Play channel, don't you? Your Sonic Let's Play was great. Merchant and Mender. You don't do materia. Nah. Dr. 11, thank you for the Prime sub. Oop. When Dr. 11 drops those GIF links, I gotta click on them. Nope. Is that Cunnilingus GIF? Oh. Your and Adam chat impressions on the 13th are fucking amazing. Yeah, that's another thing I didn't want to burn out. So I... Immodest Mouse. And Bent Frond. He's a very cocksure mouse. I kind of hope they didn't add farming like World of Warcraft did. I got into that shit, and it wasn't good for me. It was not a good thing in my life. You ever buy season passes for games to get the DLC? Not really, no. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you buy DLC before it exists or has even been described? I usually just... What I'll do, the way I kind of make myself honest, is if I'm playing a game that has a season pass, if I'm still playing it when the first DLC comes out, then I'll consider buying the season pass. But typically, that's not how it works. Like, say something like Battlefield. When Battlefield 4 came out, I got the season pass because like, oh yeah, I'm going to be in this shit, going to be in it for real. And then the first map pack came out and I was like, this is not very good. Like, these maps aren't great. They're different. They're not great. So it kind of fell off. And I was like, well shit, I bought all those other DLCs and we're just never going to play them now. So, I don't know. You can save $5 on DLC months in advance. Yeah. You save more money if you end up not buying DLC you never play. So, Yeah, man. I just don't see the point. And I get it, like, you want to feel like you have everything. It's a comfy feeling to sit down and start a game and be like, yes, I have everything. I have the perfect experience. So yeah, Just Murtaugh, you're right about that. The Witcher 3 DLC Season Pass was worth it by the time all the DLC was out. But it took a while, right? It didn't happen that way as soon as the game came out. And if you waited until all the DLC came out to buy the Season Pass, at least you tested yourself and proved to yourself that you would actually play that stuff. The only time I'd ever buy a Season Pass when I like games so much I want to... Oh, Sunset Overdrive Season Pass? Yeah. I think I bought that, and I never even did the Moil Rig portion of that game. I told myself I was going to 100% it, but then there was that achievement for shooting down the blimp. I was like, fuck, man. I think you can only shoot it from one of the buildings in the game, and you have to wait for it to cycle the whole map to get to you. So it would just be like, you'd have to shoot it down, save, load, get back to that building. Did you get early access for Stormblood? I did. But that was one of those situations where I knew I was going to buy it anyway. And after early access started, then I pre-ordered it, activated my early access code. Whatever. It's pretty stable now. At least it seems that way. Oh, that's a cool building. I didn't even look up. Do you pre-order games if they come with bonus missions or other add-ons? No, because those pre-orders and other add-ons are always garbage. Like, they don't do anything. And some, like, RPGs will give you... Oh my gosh, they're little bird dog men. Oh, they're like jittery too, like little dogs. That's really cute. Little Jawa eyes. Why do they have night vision goggles? Man. I feel like you'd like the MSQ story for this expansion. Really good 10 out of 10. Dub Josh, yeah, man. Everyone says the story of Stormblood is awesome. Arkham City had Catwoman as a pre-order bonus. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, I guess. Alright, Lisa's ready to go. I haven't seen an F-Raid fight. What are you holding there, buddy? Boomerang sword? Cool. Alright, let's get in it. Slavering presence. Man flesh. Yeah, Enzymatic, that's how I feel too. Most of the extended content is so, like, I don't want to say cut rate, but it's fast. Like, they made it fast. So it's either just a carbon copy of what's already in the game, there's more of it, or it's mostly meaningless anyway. And on a basic level, games like Arkham City and Assassin's Creed, they've got so much stuff with a capital S in it in the first place that 3 more stuff doesn't matter to me. It's got so much stuff. I don't need more stuff. I don't even do all the stuff that's there. Yeah, with like Arkham Knight, I didn't do all the stupid riddle stuff because it was stuff. I was like, man, these riddles aren't even very good anymore. It's just like this really obscure thing that it's killing time. I really like the riddles in the first 2 Batmans, but Eliu Minotti, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like, what? There's no reason for me to prepay for a game that I have no idea the quality of, because I get 4 more stuffs in a game that has 500 stuff in it. So I do a lot of the one thing I don't do, the one way in which I'm not 100% practical about how I spend and consume video games things, is I'll buy games before I finish the ones I've already purchased. But I've also sort of weaned myself off of the need to finish things, if that makes sense. I feel like that was much more doable when games weren't packed with stuff, but now they're packed with stuff. Witcher 3, most of the small DLC came out fairly quickly. Yeah, but all that stuff was included with the purchase of the game, right, Doctor? Yeah, the hair. Hearts of Stone came out 5 months after release. Blood and Wine came out a year after release. Each game... Yeah, you're right. Oh, Dr. 11, you make a really good point. As much as CD Projekt Red likes to remind everybody that they do it the right way, they really did do it the right way. You know, an amazing game, filled with content, no obtrusive DRM, DLC that was good and came out relatively promptly. I don't know how they do it, man. I don't know. Unless they must have been in pre-production, dense pre-production on both of those DLCs well before the game came out, which most dev studios do not have the luxury of doing. So, not to sort of discount how they handled that game, because I think Project Red has been one of the better devs, but they can do that because they have all the revenues of good old games behind them. It's kind of like how Blizzard can do the right thing with Overwatch because they've got so much money from World of Warcraft and stuff like that. Hello. Hello there. Hello. Hello, friend. Let me give you one of these. Yeah. You getting Destiny 2? Yeah, probably. I like Destiny. I didn't dislike Destiny. It was a fun game. Just had a really annoying content rollout structure. So if there's more of it, I'm okay with that. That's all I ever wanted. More. That's all. I think that's all anyone ever wanted. That's what Destiny 2 is. And it's on PC. I won't pre-order it though. Not that I wouldn't talk anyone out of pre-ordering. I don't think it's really a moral issue like a lot of talking heads seem to think it is. For me, it's just like, man, do what you want, but just for me, it's accept the consequences of your decisions. If you pre-order a game and it ends up being crap, well, you pre-ordered it. You didn't have to buy it either, but you did. You chose to. Just acknowledge the risk when you make the risk. They spent $81 million for the total cost of the game, development and marketing. For the scope of the game, that's an amazing feat. It is. Man, how? Sometimes I feel like there's an unspoken or unacknowledged narrative behind that stuff, which is, I guess, people at CD Projekt Red work a whole lot of free overtime or something. Honestly, $5 at GameStop to get beta access doesn't mean that $5 stops existing. Yeah, Joseph, you can cancel your pre-order and roll it onto something else. And if you're cool with the people who work there, they won't give you shit about it. I did that all the time when I worked there. People would pre-order something to get the little thing. I'd give it to them, and they'd be like, I don't want to buy it. I'm like, cool. I mean, good for you. Don't buy a shitty game. But yeah, the beta access stuff, yeah, that's a really good point. I think people get mad about having to pre-order a game in full through a digital service, but you don't have to do it. And I get and support being excited for a game, but if it's like a week's worth of pre-access, is it really that hard to wait? Especially since there are so many games, so many good games to play. I don't know. I consider myself particularly gifted or blessed in that regard that I can afford all the games I want to play. I have more games than I have time to play them, which is an awesome problem to have. And I know not a lot of people are like that, but at the same time, man, there's just so many options now. So many free-to-plays. So many good free-to-plays. So if you're really... like, if money's tight and you're really debating it, just play a free game for a week. And, I don't know, or watch a stream or something. And this is maybe like old man yells at cloud stuff, but it's so hard for me to empathize with the plights of the modern gamer when back in the day you got like the only word you got about a game was from the publication for the console itself, so they didn't really say many negative things. They were never that critical. And it cost $70, and that was in like $1992. And if you were real lucky, it was an RPG that maybe lasted 50 hours. If you weren't, it was a platformer that you beat in 2 hours. And you didn't have any of that information before you had to throw down your money. You could rent it if your rental store had it. That was it. So it's like now there are more tools than ever to see the quality of the thing before you buy it. More tools than ever to hear about a game before you buy it. And yet, people are more angry than ever about... well, maybe not ever. I feel like 4 years ago it was worse. People were just flipping out. Like they treat it like it's some kind of moral affront. How dare you launch this game that doesn't run at 60 FPS on my PC? Well, just don't fucking buy it, dude. Go buy a fun game that does run at 60 FPS. Whatever. People gonna do what they're gonna do. I can't tell people not to. If they want to get mad about a thing, they'll get mad about it. But, man. I guess ultimately, how can you get mad about a game when there's another one to play right there? Just right there. It's like getting mad about a cake that's not exactly the way you want it when there's a whole other cake right next to it. And 50 more cakes right next to that one too. Just go eat the cake. Eat a cake. Shut up and have fun. Eat a cake. Jesus Christ. I would never argue for, like, I don't think you have to, like, eat shit and like it. But for me, I just never understood the anger. Just don't buy it. Don't buy it. If you don't buy it, they won't do it again. Because they can't. Because there's no money. What do you think about how much money is spent on developing games? I fear that budgets are inflating too high and to break even. They're not. Games break even. But it is, I mean, it's approaching the blockbuster or the Hollywood model of game production. And that, it makes sense. That's just how it was gonna be. Safe ideas get a lot of money. Especially if they're proven that they'll sell. Unsafe ideas don't get a lot of money until they've proven they can. So, you know. If you got a new director, he's got to make a horror movie with no money first before you can give him, like, Star Trek cash. Just like with a game, you got to put out an indie hit to prove that your concepting is good and your marketing is good before somebody's going to give you a lot of money. Yeah, no Halo 683. I was surprised about that. I figured that was basically a shoo-in. At least a tech demo. Like an Xbox One Halo teaser. Although maybe, I could also see maybe Microsoft was playing it conservatively. Maybe they didn't want to oversell the Xbox One and have to deal with all this downgrade bullshit later. I can respect that too. So, yeah, what you gonna do? I mean, I'm sold on it, so they didn't need Halo to sell me on it. I'm also not a huge Halo fan, so it doesn't matter. What I get angry about in games, for instance, was the settlements mod in Fallout 3, and the concept was much better than what we got in Fallout 4. How do the big companies fuck it up when they have had modders years before make it better than the AAA? Glitch King? Ah, that's a good name. One thing perhaps you may want to consider with that is you liked it better. But that doesn't mean that in the company's evaluation of that gameplay mode, they may have focus tested many versions of the settlement thing and found that people legitimately enjoyed the version that they ended up selling. Which I agree, by the way. I think that focus test or game design through focus test it ruins a lot of potentially good games. I think that like EA does that stuff. BioWare does that stuff, and I don't like it. I can kind of tell. I can kind of tell when a game has been simplified because they did some market tests and people like games that they can win by hitting one button. They like games that tell them they're great for hitting that button. They don't like making complicated decisions. They don't like outcomes that they couldn't control entirely. So it may be that there was a better version of the settlement gameplay, but when they tested it, they found that people didn't, like average people didn't like it. And Fallout 4 was trying to be the every person's game. They wanted that game to sell as much as it possibly could. So, and again, I'm just devil's advocating right now, but it may be that even though there was a better version of it, it wasn't the more popular version of it, and they wanted the most popular version of all of their things. So I think, and this is sort of related to the question about gaming budgets or development budgets. When you spend 5 years making a game, that comes with strings attached. One of them is that you have to make a game that'll sell. And that may mean that you have to make certain compromises in the game design. You have to do something that's maybe a little more packed with gamer fellatio. Fallout 4 was definitely watered down in many aspects to make it more accessible. Yep. I agree. That's why I don't care about it. Don't care about it. I'd rather play like Pillars of Eternity. Something that has like actual gameplay mechanics. I feel the same way about a lot of BioWare games too. It's just there's no complexity to the entire thing. It's just it's a very simple logical gameplay loop. Shoot, 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 shoot. Pick up thing. Green means good, red means bad. Hit go on green, hit red on bad. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Open chest, pick up all things, feel like I'm hoarding. Go back to Quest Giver, they say, you're the best! You're the best, awesome, best Farcraft man ever. I'm like, I am the best Farcraft man. Here's a shirt, it's green a little bit. Okay, I'll put the green thing on. And that's it. That's the game. No thanks. And then, you know... I mean, it's got a... I'm underselling it a lot. It's not... I guess I should... Yeah, it's Destiny as well, sure. Destiny at least had hard raids where you had to think and play well. And also, like... There's its own... There's a separate and, I think... valid science to making a popular game. It's not easy to make those reward loops in a way that people actually enjoy. It's not simple. It's not trivial. I couldn't just hit a button and make a Diablo game. Or something like Fallout 4. So that has its own... Like, it's not easy to make a pop song. It's not easy to make a movie, like a summer movie that everyone wants to see and has fun with. It requires a certain mastery of the craft to do that. It's just not the thing that I'm interested in. That's all. So I don't mean to imply that it's like invalid as a fun video game.
Are they Imperials?
Oh, we got BO now.
Worse. Skulls.
Skulls?
Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
She's going to intervene.
What?
Eh? Alright.
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Like a face.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
I haven't seen Transformers 5 yet. Maybe one of these...
No, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my
some
fault.
PS2 shit. Yeah. That's weird. This game kind of alternates between... Some of the cutscenes are pretty basic. Dang. Fucker got took out. I feel like it's over for Fallout. Bethesda seems to be all over Elder Scrolls.
You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fake? How stupid do you think we are?
I don't know about that. Fallout 4 sold well enough. They're going to make a Fallout 5. What do you think of Lise so far? I haven't seen her do much yet. The story's just started,
I swear on my mother's life.
He's going to kick him now? There it is.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor. Assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
Yeah, sit your ass down.
But it isn't fair.
Nope. I'm just gonna start stomping on them. This is how evil they are. Jesus.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this godforsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egans can't be trusted.
Well, maybe don't stomp on him. Yep.
I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That VO's pretty good. I'm down with like the I always love it when there are certain like gutturals in people's VO. Something that's not perfect, right? Stutters or the like he's sucking in air, but you can tell he's talking out of the side of his mouth, so there's just like a lot of spit building up because he's screaming. I like that stuff. It feels genuine. Oh, now she's gonna do it.
Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
Fordola, You have a character model and a name. Why does every character I make show way too much teeth? What do you mean? Just like personas? Like the troll? He's a toothy guy. Realistic diction is unrealistic. Eh? Oh, people in fiction don't speak like we do. In real life, we encounter repetition, stuttering, and
that poor bastard can't believe his luck.
Correcting yourself.
Just to go home. We should do the same.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, that's not... I don't know that that's a bad thing. I think that there's a... with actual actors and performers, there's a talent to making something sound like it's natural, but natural speech is actually very boring. It's really funny to see like a clip from a Let's Play pop out, and everyone's like, why is he so bored? Why is he so tired? He sounds like he's going to sleep. And it's not that. It's no, he's talking like humans do. It's just when it's in a video, you have different expectations of it. So I think that there's an art to Like, yes, you have to speak clearly and directly when you're doing VO or when you're presenting story. Oh, I see. Gotcha, Joseph. Okay, tropes are not bad. The comments on Girdles just reminded me of it. I hear you. Usually people, and this is, I guess, my assumption, but usually when people talk about tropes, they refer to them all as being bad, or it's like, it shouldn't be that predictable or something. The anime syndrome, the more realistic it sounds, the more it kicks you out of the experience, or at least that's what happens with most anime. Yeah. Well, anime is also pretty fantastic on its own. It's got its own set of of bullshit to deal with. What's up, Hip Moose? Thanks for those delicious bits. Oh, I got a little dose of story there. Dang. I don't even know what tenacity is. Is that a PvP stat? When am I gonna... There we go. Finally gonna get a damn conjurer weapon. Class am I? I am White Mage. Or Conjurer, rather. Tropes taught me a lot, and I've discovered a lot of new series through the site. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people get super into TV tropes, like the community of it, which I never even really thought about. Debating going back and cramming some materia into my boots. I got these quick tongues. I don't know what the hell that does though. Spell speed. 755. I feel like 12 isn't going to add all that much. This affects the spell's damage over time or healing over time potency. That's interesting. If you want to learn every single trope and repetition, you fall into your speech, start doing stand-up, and listen to the recordings. It was very obvious watching myself and others that there are some bad habits and comfort words that people fall into. Sure, yeah. Makes sense. So yeah, Materia dude's over here. The Materia Master! Something I wanted to be all the time. That White Mage privilege. Let me tell you, bro, there's not a whole lot of White Mage privilege in Final Fantasy XIV. People lean on you hard. Dumbass DPS stands in fire and gets themselves killed, and then they yell at you for not keeping them alive. Good shit. Oh, I never did the yokai watch it, man. Look at that guy. Girl, sorry. Oh my god, it was a little car. She was sitting inside of it. That was really adorable. Oh my god, it's a little fox. Look at the little fox, it's so cute. Ah, man. Coming to urban centers in 14 is always a delight because there's always crazy clothes and people dressed up like anime maids and dudes riding ghosts, and that guy's on a giant dandelion? What the fuck? What the shit? No, he's gone! Ugh. Why? White Mage is the worst healer in this expansion, really subverting that White Mage privilege thing. Yeah, people go... I've heard people go off about how they're killing White Mage. Whatever. I'll make do. I'll live. Alright, where are my shoes? I don't think I can... Yeah, advanced melding forbidden. There. You. I need a mind. But... I don't have any mind materia. Okay, so you can only cap... Okay, that makes sense. Across all your gear, those are the stats that you could actually boost, it seems like. Yeah. Or, I guess, just for that particular piece of equipment. Yeah, whatever. Piety, I guess, is more MP. Whatever. I'll just stack fucking spell speed. Wait, no. It's already maxed. Is that a 12 or it's 120? Okay. Whatever, man. I'm gonna cast so much faster now. The other two utilers just have too much utility added in. Talking about pre-orders before, and I like pre-orders because usually the game gets a discount, and I like the steelbooks and collectibles they resell that I can resell for more. Also, they make nice added collection. Yeah, if that's valuable for you, I mean, by all means, go for it, man. That's a... I guess that's a really that's an... Oh, I already spell speeded out. I guess that's an aspect I hadn't really considered. I don't know what's Piety. Piety is maximum MP, I think. XMP, yeah. Only applicable when the rule is healer. Sure, fuck it. I'm not gonna use this for anything else. I would just sell it. There. Look at all that extra MP I got. Now I'm invincible. I always want to play 14, but money? Yeah, it's not a cheap game. Especially when there are other MMOs that have come out that have free-to-play models or something similar to that. What do you feel about the new Assassin's Creed? Stopped playing the series after 3. Origins look really cool, but I'm worried. Well, Hump and Dump, which is again a great name. I don't know what there's to be worried about. I feel like you probably know... Oh, an experience bonus. I gotta get on that shit. It's weird being in a place where I have to worry about experience again. I don't know if necessarily worry is something you need to do about that. You can just wait for it to come out, watch people stream it, see some reviews of it, see what the deal is. Below them. What? It's a level 61 enemy. Why am I below the level? Look at that shit. Are there any materia you need? No. I mean, I'm just leveling right now, so just taking whatever minuscule stat boost I can get. I'm not hurt for anything. Your Desert Island games? This. Final Fantasy 14 I could probably play forever. Tetris. StarCraft. Overwatch. I guess it depends if I have an internet connection or not. Yay. Barbershop. What do you think of last night? Our direction seemed really cool. That's what I think of it. That's pretty much all there is to think of it. I haven't seen the game yet, so... Seems cool. Looks neat. I need to pick up all these side quests, too. Alright. Alright, Ragenfrid, or whatever this guy's name is. Ragenfrid. Great. Jeez. That shit's pretty rough. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more that could be said for only God knows how many others. Oy. That's one thing I've always liked about 14, is while it does, like, it's got dragons and magic and wizards and some, like, very... It dips into a wizard did it stuff with the plot a lot, but the practicalities of the world stay pretty locked in. Like, there is political corruption. That political corruption does hurt people. And it's not as simple as just shooting the bad guy with a wizard blast. It's kind of weird. Although they do tend to make up rules to get out of plot situations. Mick Al Ghul? Or is it Mitch Al Ghul? Oh, no. Thinking about coming back to 14 worth it? I never saw a reason to leave. There's a lot of content here. And their patches are pretty generous. So, I would say yes, but that's me, you know? If you got other things to play, maybe not. We got 3 classes on 70. Am I doing this right? Oof. You are playing with intensity, my dude. I don't have a single class on 70. In fact, look, this is how garbage it is. How do I have 30 in Dark Knight? Oh, I think I needed to do that to get... No, Astrologian was a Swift cast. I don't understand why I'm level 30 Dark Knight. That doesn't seem right at all. I don't remember doing that. Maybe they gave that to me for free for some reason? I don't know. This game looks like so much fun, but MMOs wrecked my life. Yeah, if you're not of the mindset that can handle MMOs responsibly, maybe it's good to stay away. The worst part of 14 for me is the long stretches of fetch quests in Realm Reborn and Astral Era. I don't mind those, you know? Okay, the real nigga shit video? Yeah, that one didn't do very well, though, performance-wise. Not a lot of people watch that one. As long as no one cares about Madden. Astrologian and Dark Knight start at 30. There you go. Thank you. Thought that seemed a little odd. I do like this. This is kind of a cool plot arc, though, that you wouldn't expect in an MMO. They're like... angry, fighty lady wants to help everyone is having to deal with the practicality of, like, well, you can't save everyone, and if you had interfered and tried to be a hero, you would have gotten a lot of people killed. So you just have, sometimes you got to sit back and watch people suffer. That's always an interesting sort of thing to do. Water. Jesus. You still have the Matrix wallpaper? No. No. You mean at work? No, I changed it up. Alright, I'm gonna have to use bathroom, so I'm gonna take a break. Which means you guys get to see weird videos. You get to see the Miami Dolphins rapping. So, you know, enjoy that. I'll be back soon.
And you know you're down with a Super Bowl team in a super hometown. We're known as such. This is a team you can't touch. Told you, Buffalo. Can't touch us. Yeah, that's how we're playing, and you know. Can't touch us. Look at that ball fly, man. Can't touch us. Yo, let me bust these football lyrics. Can't touch us. Fresh new kids and fans. You gotta like that, now you know you wanna dance. So move out of your seat. Watch the other team, cause they're gonna get feet fins rolling. Hold on, pull a little bit, let them know what's going on. Chill, like that. Push on Miami, push them on back, let them know you're too much. This team can't touch. That's word, don't you know? Can't touch us. Hey, Pittsburgh, I told you. Can't touch us. Yo, flip the coin, school's in, boy. Can't touch us. Give us the ball, we'll score, making them sweat, that's why they're sore. Now, they know. Talk about Miami, talk about a show. There's hype and fight. Downs are made with balls in flight. What's gonna take to learn? That's in Miami, you're gonna get burned.
Well, there's no question that kids are fascinated by video games and computer games, but why? Well, we went to a video game arcade to find out.
The road to success is a bumpy ride, fraught with complicated twists and turns. But ask any of the kids here why they play, and the answer they give is simple.
It's pretty fun. It's kind of hard, though. I just like playing in school. It's fun, like, because you're like playing basketball and you can punch each other and everything.
This video game arcade in Mountain View, California is typical of those scattered around the country. Children pile in shortly after noon on weekends to match wits with an electronic bad guy. For about 75 cents, they shoot, punch, and hammer their way to victory. The store manager says it's a way for the youngsters to unwind.
The adult goes out, he socializes, he relaxes with his friends. When they come here after school, releases tension, and they're able to have fun. The child needs a place to vent frustration. And it's better to vent the frustration playing one of these games than to go out and vent the frustration on a pier and end up maybe in trouble with the local authorities. And that we don't want.
This arcade boasts about 60 game consoles, and it rakes in over 2,000 tokens every week. That's 25 cents per token, but not all of that money comes from the kids.
The kids come here and they can do practically anything, and I'm a grown man and I can't do this. And it frustrates me, but it's a lot of fun, you know.
The arcade occasionally uses gimmicks like a birthday or retirement party to pull in customers, but what could be the real reason they come to play video games at an arcade?
I'm kind of bored of my Nintendo.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Kate McGargy.
Where do you hide to have your Heath? You almost have to hide to have the great taste of Heath all to yourself. 'Cause Heath's real milk chocolate and rich almond toffee are so good, everyone wants a bite. So tell us.
To have your Heath. To have your Heath. To have your Heath.
The great taste of Heath.
Where do you hide to have it?
K-Tel presents the biggest selling group of all time. This is the magic of ABBA. 16 of their greatest original hits. Dancing Queen, the name of the game. This is a gift of music. SOS, Chiquitita, ABBA is pure magic. In tune with the 80s, the magic of ABBA from K-Tel. It's in stores now.
My God! When you suddenly become rich, your whole life changes. People are friendlier, and all your problems are over. Just ask Melvin. Howard Hughes left him $156 million. Melvin and Howard, rated R.
Now playing exclusively at the Avco Center Cinema in Westwood.
At Benihana, we prepare great American favorites right at your table, according to a 1,000-year-old Japanese recipe. If you want to celebrate a November birthday, come with a party of 4 or more. Just bring driver's license or birth certificate, and we'll serve the birthday guest a special free dinner.
You can wreck a good sandwich stuffing it in a small bag.
Oh, this thin bargain bag is too narrow.
Betty, try Glad sandwich bags. They're wider than your bargain bags, and only Glad has a pleated bottom that expands to fit your sandwich. You get about 20% more room.
Wider and pleated. They are easier to use.
Right, Betty. For a better-looking sandwich, use a better-fitting sandwich bag. Yes, we're #1, and we're Glad.
I used to spend a fortune dry cleaning my clothes until I realized I can trust Woolite for all my fine washables. For pennies a capful, Woolite cleans my quilted jacket or pleated skirt, even my best silk blouse. In fact, this whole bottle of Woolite can cost a lot less than dry cleaning this blouse just once.
Just a capful keeps the look and feel you love.
I trust Woolite.
I want you to remember, son, when you're at the academy, how very proud I am of you. What a fine young man you've become. I wish your mother were here to see it. But I know she watches over you and is proud. After she died, your welfare and upbringing was the only thing I truly cared about.
Touching. When someone desires information, they come to me.
Don't waste my time, 88. Tell me who killed my father.
Patience. He is a dark Jedi.
Jedi?
Dark Jedi. He is known as Jarek, and he has great plans for the rebirth of the Empire.
I'm not interested in petty political struggles.
Well, you should be. Without going into too much detail, Jarek has been quite generous in his offerings.
Get out of here, robot. No one wants your sass mouth. Alright. Back, everybody. The dietary aid from the far country of Vietnam worked its magic. Yeah. Oh, hump and dump. I have not... Okay, so... My promise to... Hold on, Anime Car Show. Gotta put down that. Thank you, Cookie Cutter. Huh! I gotta admit, I'm impressed that... Oh my god, is that a wall scroll hanging from... It is. It's a wall scroll hanging from a hood. God bless. This isn't Dojin, which is shocking. Actually, Cookie Cutter, you missed a opportunity to post some pretty saucy pics. We were talking about Death via Bukkake earlier. I suppose we are again now that I brought it up. I'll have to check that out later. That's awesome. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So for the clips, somebody asked if I'd edited it. I don't edit them at all. All I do is I put like a little border around it and scan lines over it to make it look older. The irony being that Jedi Knight was already scan lined, but whatever. And then I also try to volume balance it, which is challenging considering some of them are blown out. So even if I put them at the even if I mathematically put them at a certain volume level, they're going to sound louder. So I have to kind of figure that stuff out. Is there a playlist where I can see them? No, there is not, Riley. That is just one of the fringe benefits of this stream. Occasionally, typically if I get drunk enough, I'll just make a giant playlist of all the clips I have so far and just let it go and watch it myself, because I really like that sort of thing. So, I like seeing random abandoned media. I like the narrative that it implies. I like video that asks a lot of questions. Like, why is this? Why? Why? Who made this? Who thought this was a good idea? I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to sort of think about all that stuff. Some other stuff can tell a story and, like, sort of remind you of how things used to be. The state of things. Every single damn one of the Catch a Predator clips is pure gold. Yeah, it is. There would be more of them, but NBC put a hard claim on the other ones, so I can't use them. Yeah? Meow Mixian is your first stream? Well, welcome. Seems like you're having a good time, so I appreciate that. I don't know where I'm going. I'm trying to find these side quests. There's one. Oh. So, do you guys know an easy way to find Hanson v. Predator? Because I know it's on Crime Watch Daily, but they don't name them properly. So it's really hard to find. And I know some people rip them and put them on YouTube, but I prefer to watch it on its original site, so that hopefully they get the views and credits for it. Am I going to play Destiny 2 on stream? Probably. Probably. Seems like a fun game to play on the internet. Oh, the Jason Alexander McDLT commercial? So, like, old commercials are one of those things, right? I feel like... Oh, shit. Death Accelerated. That's a 2-month Prime sub. Which means you get a song, dude. I can go through and make a bookmark list for you. Oh, from Crime Watch Daily website? You don't have to. I was just curious if that stuff already existed. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, commercials. To me, commercials are fascinating because I think that, kind of like the implied narrative, they tell a story about American culture. Like what was considered valuable, think about the demographic that a particular commercial is trying to appeal to and why. Ooh, Cookie Cutter with the links, thank you. Oh, God bless, yes, God bless all of this. This is perfect. This is exact. Oh, there's a fans Hanson v Predator subreddit. Well, shit, man, I'll drop a sub on that. Kepsis, where's my song? Did I miss it? I'm sorry. Unless you don't hit the criteria for a song. I don't know, somebody in chat might need to educate me about whether or not I missed Kepsis' sub-hype. In the meantime, Death Accelerated, thanks for subbing. Here's a little jam for you. Oh yeah, you hope for Blue Mage? That'd be cool. Yeah, did the hunting log get more additions in this expansion? Because I don't see that mark above monsters anymore. Well, whatever. Dr. 11, I'm sorry, dude. Did you not get a song? No, you did. I played Thompson Twins for you. I remember. Come on, Dr. 11. Come on now. Also, I feel like Kepsis, I feel like I played you a song. But hey, man, if I didn't, I'll make up for that. I remember Doctors. I remember that. I'm trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Although I don't know, you've made so much cool shit for me. I can't really... How could, if I were a man of any morals, how could I turn my back on Dr. 11? Alright. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play... Hopefully, one way or the other. Oh, Kepsis, I did play you a song? You remember? Well, I mean, I don't want to stiff anyone. They give me free internet money for playing a video game. The least I could do is play a damn song. Something Blue Mage was actually a lot of fun, how it combined with the main jobs. Wait. Blue Mage isn't in the game. Wait, what are you talking about? Let's go. Are you talking about 11? Oh, you are. Yeah, okay. Alright. Bomb off. My tiny little feet snapping like twigs. Do you play much Street Fighter 5 and you excited for Marvel's Capcom Infinite? I'll check out Infinite. I played 5, but not a lot. I wanted to play it more, just one of those. The time wasn't there. Maybe I'll go back to it. Played it a little bit at, hold on, gotta click on this. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! Boy. Dr. 11, that GIF is a journey, my dude. I like spiders, too. Is there a bigger one? Okay. I was kind of hoping the camera would pull out again. Like, ah, shit! That's pretty great. What do I have to do here? Homeward bound. Search for Lise. Oh, she ran off. That's right. Ran off crying because you can't save everybody, can you? With your punches. Your punches and your knockoff Tifa-ness. Except you don't got that Tifa rack. It's okay, Lise. It's anime. All you gotta do is have a costume change and your boobs could get bigger at any point. What the hell is this gold Twitch RPG coin? The character had a bigger rack in the cinematic. Yeah, who was the other one? Minfilia got a breast augmentation into Realm Reborn, I thought. Tifa's rack has gone down a lot since 7. Yeah, it has. And that's okay. Actually, she was pretty fucking cool in Advent Children. So you know it's Final Fantasy because she's got a belt around her neck. Maybe she's into choking. That'd be handy. Tifa and Dissidia 012 is stacked. Yeah. So it's weird. Tifa's chest seems to vary in size depending on whether or not she's the like, marketing front runner for the video game that she's in. And I feel like in Dissidia, she's probably one of the cover art ladies. Taking my facial hair so I can live forever. Seen the guy who modded his car to do this. Well, I gotta click on it. What's going on here? Is that a cow? Yeah, that's a cow. Man. I'm gonna choose to believe that's in America, and that's why America is the best nation on the planet. That's like is that like a repurposed police cruiser, too? Rumors about Wolfenstein 2. No, I did not. What are those all about? What's up, Lucky Senpai? Why are the Japanese so obsessed with big breasts and big eyes? Man, you shouldn't have to ask that. That's just an obvious question, man. Yeah, that's right. Now you're the one who's the asshole. Okay, we got a conscript. Great. There, it's working. We blew up a robot, now people want to join us. Fist pump, you did it. Those are all the great parts of the human body. That's right. I want giant dicks and giant tits. And tiny cute vaginas. The bigger the boobs, the easier it is to milk the IP for cash. Well said, Joker. It's just a weird marketing standard in Japan. You need a titty lady to be the front runner for your game. It plays into, like... Not only does it play into the, like, posters and stuff, but... It's just expected that you will have people cosplaying the sexy character. So they added Cindy to Final Fantasy 15. They have Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. It's bizarrely just a standard in Japan for Japanese-made things. That's just how you market it. You have a girl wearing the outfit, handing out flyers and stuff. I said this looks like a PS2 before, but I think it looks more like Dragon's Dogma than anything. Yeah, I could see that. Big open areas. like, crisp graphics, but not all of the post-processed stuff that you associate with modern AAA. There are things in this game that are graphically amazing, but usually it's the dungeons. Stuff where it's more closed in. They can spend more time really seeding detail everywhere. Anime DVDs have been 3 episodes for $20 forever. The whole industry built on getting horny people to buy overpriced stuff. That's a little unfair. I think it's more like the industry has to charge that much because the audience is so much smaller, and because half the people fucking steal it. So, I mean, if using sex appeal to sell shit is not unique to anime, let me make that very clear. Thank Odin for Japan and all their weird borderline abusive sexual marketing ideas. Yeah. The same thing exists in America, it just is not as obvious. I mean, maybe it's not on pure sex appeal, but America's got gender issues out the wazoo. I mean, so does Japan, but think about it this way. When Force Awakens was coming out, no one gave a fuck about Rey. Everyone assumed that Finn was the main character. He's a man. And also just because marketing is what marketing is, there was no Rey, like, merch for a long time. You could get every character that was in Force Awakens. You could get, like, an action figure for them all, except Rey. Even though she was the main character. So, you could get, like, a Poe and a Finn. And I'm not saying that I don't really collect anything. So I'm not upset about it. Just pay a little attention, you see that shit. So, you know, just because they didn't put Rey in a bikini and give her giant tits doesn't mean that that shit doesn't happen here in its own way. I have not hot glued any figures, Hoki. I do have plenty of them, but they're all at work. Because they've all been gifts from fans. But no, I do not ejaculate on my anime figurines. Finn in China doesn't exist. Really, Rain? Did they find a way to cut him out of the film? He's kind of important. I really argue that there's a much bigger focus on consent here in America. It feels like in Japan, there are certain markets that cater to the idea that girls aren't exactly into it. Not that such a concept doesn't exist in America, but its presence seems to be much older in Japan. So you're right. You're not wrong, Broken Base, but bear in mind that you're dealing with, and this is going to get really creepy. You're dealing with Western concepts of what consent is. So, and I've heard this explained by translators dealing with that exact subject. The whole, like, why does a girl always, in Japan, always talk like she's not into it and doesn't want any kind of, like, physical contact or sexual encounter? And it's not... It is messed up, but it's not as simple as you might be thinking. So in Japan, it's generally seen as, like, a mark of like, poor character for a woman to not rebuff any kind of advance. Like, that's just what they do. It's polite, you know, in a weird way. It shows, like, their quality of upbringing to be like, no, I don't want this. Even if they do. They're supposed to go through that. It's like a weird song and dance. It's like, let's say that you invite a friend out for lunch or whatever, and you try to cover it, and then politeness, they're like, no, I'd like to pay. And you're like, no, don't pay. And you have to go through that stupid thing. And maybe sometimes you let them pay, maybe sometimes you don't. But it is a weird exchange of platitudes that is politeness. It's etiquette. And the way I've heard it described, the same thing happens in regards to those sorts of scenarios in Japan. A proper woman should act like she doesn't want those things, even if she does. And it's part of the dance for the guy to sort of continue hitting on her. So it's like, I get it, but that's the whole thing. It's a different culture. That doesn't make it right, but that does mean that we can't really apply our standards to it, even if there are some universal truths about it that we can apply to it. So, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that you can enjoy it without maybe feeling a little weird, or maybe you shouldn't question those things. There's an extra credits episode about hentai sensibilities that perhaps you should go watch. I agree. There's a lot of that stuff that I seek to understand. Because I feel like it's not all cut and dry, and I feel like a lot of people in the West apply their own their own cultural values to things that aren't from their culture. So yeah. Yeah, that's how I've heard it described. And it makes a lot of sense to me when it's put that way, because there are times even when it seems like a show is making fun of that. And certainly... Oh no, I know that the Chinese are racist as shit. They made a fin much smaller on the poster and moved Poe and Chewbacca altogether for the Chinese. Yeah. No, I knew about it. I didn't know that he was removed from the film. That's kind of what it sounds like. Is that why sexual assault plays such a big role in a lot of anime and other Japanese media? Yes. Well, not entirely. I mean, I can't profess to be culturally educated enough to really comment on that. So I don't know that I could speak to that with any amount of authority. I'm sure Japan looks at the West the same way. Probably. I think Japan probably thinks a lot of Western women are just like way too loose and slutty. That a proper Japanese woman is like demure and rebuffs sexual advances, like she's got to make you work for it type thing. She must be a domestic goddess. Like, that's why there's the repeated joke that women can't cook. Oh, how crazy. What a failure of a woman. I don't know. I get tired of that shit too. Like, the entire punch of the joke is she's bad at cooking. Especially if they do it multiple times with the same person. Alright, whatever. I'm sure that there are jokes that happen in Western comedies that they think are just dumb as shit and don't make any sense.
Take my wife, please.
I mean, that's funny, though. That's common.
That's funny.
What's up, Go Mitas? He wants to run. Oh.
Yes. Authenticator.
Did you click into? Oh, we're just learning. Married with Children was hilarious, and every other joke was about Peg not being able to cook. Yeah. Married with Children was weird. This charming man is quite panicked. Bears over flowers. Wait. That's a play on Boys Over Flowers, isn't it? That's one of the things I do enjoy in 14 is their referential and repeated pun trappings in their quest names. Man, one of the classics is like... So there's the summon Ifrit, or Ifrit, whatever. There was a quest. The quest where you go fight Ifrit was Ifrit bleeds, we can kill it. I was like...
I like when you just laugh like that. It makes me laugh. I'm not laughing at your joke.
It's funny. It wasn't my joke. I just read it in the game.
I know. I'm saying.
Is pedophilia an accepted thing in Japan? How can something like Ero Manga Sensei be made where 12-year-old characters are sexual objects? Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. I don't even want to bite that one off. It's weird because Japan is so old. One of the oldest, like, modern countries. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Dang.
See?
Yeah.
Get you a treat, Lawrence.
There's a dodgeball reference in a Gladiator quest line? Jesus. Awesome. I can't get around this guy without fighting him. Oh, whatever. I'll do it.
Oh.
Age of consent is 13, but you're shunned if you go for that age? Oh, okay.
Oh, this is rad, too.
I've also heard it described that nobody really... Like, there's such a... Put this. The etiquette in Japan is that it is none of your business what anyone else is doing. So, even if you see something that by your perception seems morally bad, you have no right to stick your head in someone else's business and tell them what they're doing is wrong. So with that kind of thing, even if it is, like, you can just kind of get away with that stuff. Do you miss coding? Sometimes. But I think in some ways, the work I do now presents similar problems. So I kind of enjoy similar problem-solving things. Not exactly the same, but similar. Found an achievement called Hey Now You're an All-Star. Beautiful. is Ben Stiller's Bleed My Own Blood line almost word for word from an NPC during an instance? That's marvelous. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. A good line. Yeah, the writing and localization team on 14 is pretty good. Not necessarily because they cram in references, but on the most part, the writing's pretty smart, pretty clever. It is a little flouncy, though, like I was saying before. You know what model of Rode mics you guys use on Funhouse? You mean for the podcast? I don't think we use Rode for anything. We use Audio-Technica for our gameplays, and then we use Electro Voice for podcast. I've seen that in Japan, some railways are segregated by sex. Are them like that, and did you encounter anyone you and Steph visited? No, I mean, we were in Tokyo. It was whatever. I think that might be a... I think that might be an attempt to give women a place to ride the train where they don't get groped. It's so weird because I've heard that that's an issue, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know how widespread it truly is. Oh, okay, they have Rode clips or some shit on the stands. Yeah, the mic arms might be Rode. I think they are, in fact, but... Yeah, no, that's a... Yeah. Now that's a situation where it's like, okay. That situation's pretty objectively fucked. If women can't ride the subway without getting groped, and they have no, like... They have no recourse. They can't actually report that stuff, and have anything happen. That's real bad. Although, I have read stories about, like, gangs of women that go to ride the train to, like, bait dudes to grope them, and then they'll just beat them up, which is fucking great. Get it, girls. Get it. I imagine it would be super common and easy to pass off being a scumbag when you're literally crammed in. That's part of the problem, yeah. It's... When there's no negative space between you and another human, no one can see it happen, and to a degree, you probably can't even tell who's doing it. I've also heard the opposite, because people worry about it. Some women try fake being groped to try and blackmail people for money. I've heard it happen to tourists. Huh. Yeah. I can see that happening too. Oh, Broken Base, that suplex thing? I'm pretty sure that was an ad. That was for a Sega game, wasn't it? She wasn't being groped. Somebody tried to run off with her purse, and she, like, used it to, like, Irish whip him back in, and, yeah, suplexed him on the elevator. But I'm pretty sure that was, like, a fake thing for a commercial. Have you visited Japan? If so, where at? Would you recommend someone else going? I absolutely would. I have gone. Went to Tokyo, Osaka. Was it Osaka? No.
No.
Hakone and Kyoto.
Yeah, Kyoto and Hakone and Tokyo.
I would absolutely recommend it. It's a beautiful country. Food's amazing. Everything is just so clean and pleasant. There's so many things they can get away with in Japan because culturally there, people don't break whatever they can find, which is something that happens in America. So, like, if you want to go to a public park, it costs the equivalent of $2, and you go in by, like, buying a ticket at a kiosk. Because the kiosk works. Because somebody didn't dropkick it just because it was there. It's so nice. And it's not covered in bullshit. Like, it's not covered in graffiti. Where are the heavily forested areas in Japan? I don't know. You can Google it, I guess. I'm not a scholar of the geography of Japan. I like the hot springs with the monkeys. Oh, I haven't been there.
Well, we wanted to go to where the monkey.
Yeah.
We were like, that's over in Kyoto. We just didn't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't get to go to Nara because I wanted to go and see the deer and go feed the deer and have the deer bow to me. And I didn't get a chance to because it's like, even if you're in Kyoto, it's still like a 2-hour ride via trains.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like you get like off the train and the park is really close, but it was like 2 hours that we were going to basically have to take out of our day of going back and forth. So that just wasn't going to work. And the same thing for the monkeys. Like the monkeys was in the opposite direction of south where the deer were. And then apparently even further south in Japan, there's the place that you could go and pet hands with the otter at the aquarium.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very, very upset because I learned about that like the day before we were leaving. I was all, fucking Christ, god damn it, I fucking shake hands with an otter.
We're going to be able to do everything anyway.
There's
But yeah.
also the Fox Park that's outside of Tokyo where you can go and like sit with red foxes and like pet them. And they'll hang out with you, and they've now opened a pug cafe. I don't even like animals this much, but I want to do all the animal things.
No, we didn't go to Cat Island.
I'm
Sadly.
allergic to cats, though,
Yeah,
so
that
I'm
wouldn't
not...
work. Be stuck on an island with them. We didn't get to do the Owl Cafe, although we did go to like an owl... I don't know what you would call it.
It was like a walkthrough, so basically you could like walk up to the owls and take photos
Pet them
with
a little bit.
Yeah, and it was really cool that I got like video of this one owl who was like looking real spooky at Lawrence, and every time that Lawrence kept moving, he would move in the same way as Lawrence. So I got video of them like turning their heads at each other.
I was more imitating the owl. I don't think he was parroting me.
Either way, that's
Did you go
a
to Maid
chicken and the
Cafe?
egg question.
No, I thought about it. Yeah, I guess it might be.
Lawrence said that his self-esteem was too high at the moment.
Yeah. It's, it's a thermometer every day. Just never found the day where I felt scummy enough to go to a Maid Cafe. And I know that they're not a scummy thing. How was it as far as communicating? It was easy. So much of Japan is trying to prevent one-on-one communication. It's almost like a politeness thing, where they don't want to burden you or embarrass you with the need to communicate. So there's not a whole lot of making eye contact. I mean, it helps to know the basic phrases, but you don't even need that really. So much of, if the communication's mostly going to be, you don't really need directions because you have a phone, provided it works there. And most menus are pictorial, so you can mostly just point to what you want and then tell them how much of it you want. So just point to one and be like, one of those, point to something, two of those, and they'll just take it all down, and it's actually super easy. Do a lot of Japanese people know English from where you visited? In Tokyo, yes. Enough to get by. Not conversational, I wouldn't say, but enough to just do the process of buying something or ordering food. Was Japan expensive? I heard that compared to overseas trips, it can be pretty costly. No, not at all. I mean, I think it scales on what you want to do, but if you just want to walk around Tokyo, see the sights, and eat ramen, that's cheap. Very cheap. Yeah, Ben Blythe. It's, that's one thing that I really enjoyed about it. I have an engineer's heart. I like order. I like efficient machines. And Japanese is one of those, or Japan is just an entire culture of that. Of people who at all times want to... They seem to be hyper aware of societal friction. So they don't litter. They don't stand in the way. They line up for everything. They don't make a lot of noise. It's just a lot of people who seem hyper concentrated on making sure everyone else has a nice time. So yeah. And it's interesting. This whole storyline is focusing so much on Lise. I guess it's cool because they kind of rebooted her character, getting more of a chance to learn who she is. I get a new staff right now. You go to any of the curry restaurants with the machines. God help you if you try to talk to the person at the front counter. They will apologize at you until you're shamed into using the machine. I mean, I used machines, but mostly for ramen restaurants. I don't think I went to a curry place. Aren't Germans a lot like that too? Maybe? Maybe that's my German coming out. I think that's the stereotype, right? But I've never been to Germany. Never met a real German, so I couldn't tell you. I wish we had that mentality here. Driving around in the ruralish areas of North Carolina, there's trash fucking everywhere. Yeah, Joseph, America's more like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, fuck you. And I can appreciate the spirit behind that. It's certainly more vivacious, right? Oh, we Germans are inefficient as fuck? Really? Interesting. But your economy is doing so well, and I presume that was due entirely to just a certain, baked-in responsibility. I don't know. Yeah, Doctor, I did go to... We went to the robot restaurant. It is the most inauthentic thing I saw in Japan. It's basically like if someone in America had to make what they considered the craziest Japanese thing to be, that's what it would be. And it was really touristy. Not a bad thing. It was certainly a spectacle, but it was trying really hard to be a spectacle. As opposed to other things that were genuinely a spectacle. So, like, we went to see the giant Gundam, and then there was just a J-pop show that exploded right next to it for no reason. And that was just like, what the fuck? And they were, like, dancing and singing, and there were lasers everywhere, and I was like, cool. And that was way better, because it was, I don't know, they were probably trying to sell something, but whatever, who cares? Hello, Joseph Ussum. I've seen people pull into forested side roads and throw empty beer cases and mattresses into the ditch. Yeah, that's America. Were they good? They were as good as any other palatable, normal J-pop thing.
Apparently.
How?
Somebody's
claiming that?
Yes.
Whatever. I don't believe that. Did you respect the robot? Oh, yes. Kind of like a flash mob? Yeah, sort of. I mean, even on the first night we were there, there were so many moments that were just too perfect. Like, impossibly perfect. It felt like there was some reality show following us around and setting things up. Our first night we ran into a leather-clad rockabilly street performance group called The Throttle, and they were fucking, like, just blasting hard rock Elvis covers and stuff, and... Oh, no, I did an Evangelion thing just core. There was that rhythm game / roller coaster Evangelion ride that was inside Sega Fun Factory or whatever the hell it's called in Odaiba. We also, like, we met up with one of Steph's old friends that had lived in Japan. He took us to a punk rock themed bar. And it was in Golden Guy. So yeah, it was like just a ton of bars, but each one has seating for about 4. Because they're real tiny. But like there were posters all over the walls and just like some tatted up. Like she actually had tattoos, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, she had a lot of tattoos, and they had like Ramones posters and like all this kind of like UK and
they had like Akira running on a projector just showing on the wall. Yeah. So you know we like had some whiskey and beer, and then he got a text and he was like, "Oh, there's a festival, like a block away." Like, what? So we left the bar, turned around a corner, and boom! It was just like Matsuri shit. There were lit lanterns everywhere, people walking around. I got warm sake and just like a fish on a stick and ate it fin to head.
Well, everybody was waiting in line to submit their prayers.
It was so cold too.
Yeah.
Man, it was great.
And they had other little things. They were like all waiting for all their little prayers and good luck things for the year, because this was in November.
Yeah.
And so they had all of that. And then when we were done with that, we went to this tiny old bar in Shinjuku.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Like 4 stories high and had like old like wooden railings and stuff. That I guess is from an area where people film a lot of things. And like then we just sat around because my friend's wife is Japanese, but she speaks English. There's all the story happening.
There's like I think they're playing the theme of Alamigo right now. What the fuck, man? What's going on? Oh man, this guy's such a fucking boss. Look at him. Even his armor's ripped. He's got a third eye. That shit's open. It does sound kind of Russian. Yeah. But somebody was asking about weird Japanese beer. Not really. Let me tell you though, the greatest pairing of all time is like the light lagers like Sapporo or Kirin with a oily, garlicky bowl of ramen. Man. Oh yeah, Immortan Joe at it again. I can't see anything but that. You really want to try sake? You can get it at most liquor stores. But yeah, there was... Just kind of going back, there were so many... Oh, shit! That's what Homeboy looks like, huh? Oh, Jess, you got to be digging this, right?
Alliance forces have occupied Castrum Orients and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges, save one. A unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near total casualties.
There. I did that. It's kind of cool. I always love it in story-based games when you do some actions and then you get to see those actions like interpreted or recognized by other characters in a different setting. I love my weird beer. I want to see what their weird beer culture is like. Boris, drink culture in Japan is interesting. And I wouldn't profess to be an expert on it. Only that I did talk to Stephanie's friend and he had a lot to say about drinking culture because he works there and the drinking culture is very important to their work culture as well. The way he described it was, when you work with people, you never really talk about personal matters. Everything at work is work. So the only time you get to know people is when you go drinking outside of work, and that's it. That's how you socialize, by just getting Japanese wasted, drinking beer and liquor and stuff with people. So I don't know that it's weird. It doesn't seem like the quality of the drink matters as much as the overconsumption of it. So I'm not sure that beer and liquor culture is too intense there. They'd have some really nice sake though, and the onsen that we stayed at, they had like a whole sake menu. The yam sake was awesome.
Oh no, the shochu.
Oh, shochu, right? Sorry. Yes. That shochu was great. They had like
a brown sugar one.
They had a cane sugar
favorite.
shochu that was so good too.
It was really, really great. We must have had like 3 or 4 cups of that one.
Yeah.
Because basically we just had a lady that would bring us whatever we wanted via telephone.
Yeah.
We'd call her and we'd be like, "Hi, could you bring more of this one?" Okay, and then she'd just bring it.
Man, did you hear he had such a sweet and sultry voice. Also, I think he has like, are those swords sticking in that weird golf bag of his? Man.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by resistance insurgents.
Did you make any business cards and hand them out to people? No. I mean, that's a whole cultural thing, too. I never met anyone in a work setting that would...
ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work.
That would call for any of that. Man, look at those boots.
The stubbornness to survive is
like
not without worth.
Fantasy bitch face.
You may live. However, the 12th is no place for the
Thanks for coming. I'm really glad that you're here.
He's gonna kill somebody. Did you go to the Mucky restaurant where it brings you drinks and food? No, sadly.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Dang. No, I wasn't so much into the like quirky stuff. As fun as that was, really I just wanted to see the like pastoral, beautiful everyday stuff. So some of my most fond memories are going to the parks or going to the top of Tokyo Tower. Just seeing the city, walking around is enough. I didn't really need enough quirk. I feel like I got that out at the robot restaurant. That's good enough. Japan's quirky enough by default.
Indeed. We have no need of cowards.
Man, this guy's so evil. I am glad that they did set up a good, strong villain from the beginning. That was something that I felt was a little... Those are swords. Awesome. I felt that was a little... Heaven's Word was a little weak about that. So just gonna cut a fool down just because he feels like it? Yeah, I've seen abroad in Japan. Yeah, that's good stuff.
My lord,
To be honest, I want to go to Japan during the springtime to see the cherry blossoms. Yeah. Why? Jesus. Nidhogg wasn't good enough bad for you? He was a dragon.
Who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring into the whites of their eyes.
I like this guy. Very Amano design, too.
Why? When confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance?
Nice. That was your fault? His blood is on your hands? Kind of, yeah.
Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly,
he's gonna invade.
We have extended an invitation to our neighbors. Gir Abania is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings.
So wait, he's gonna invite all these people in and kill them? That's cool.
Patience is
That's how you started the war.
Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport.
Man, this music is awesome.
But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting.
This is basically your new favorite character?
It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hounds.
I like that at least it's a character. Nidhogg was just, I'm an evil dragon. Okay. This is... I like cruel humans as villains more than, like, spectral beings.
And so I put the question
Is he monologuing to
you,
grunts?
my fellow huntsman.
Huh? He's briefing
How
his generals.
shall we deal with these savages?
Yeah, not a damn word. And then the one character who's not in a helmet.
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan. You do forget yourself. Only by
she's
the
a
grace
traitor,
of Lord
too.
Van Balestar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
Dang. Uh-oh, she pissed. That I've been wronged by humans and it twisted him. This guy's just evil and insane. Yeah, he's more of a Kefka type. I've always liked those villains. Nidhogg was okay because at least there was some tragedy there.
Yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
There you go.
Thank you, my lord.
But see, like, scenes like that are really good at establishing characters and establishing villains. It's proper writing, you know? It can be boring, and at least it's happening. And most MMOs don't even have that stuff. That was rad. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Rising action. Some shit's gonna go down. I can start to see when people are talking about how that, like, the story of this game goes nuts. I guess I'm sort of predicting that he's gonna invite a bunch of Alliance members in for a peace accord and then just assassinate all of them. Just to kick off open war. Like, do that and invade the Alliance at the same time. That'd be pretty rad.
Where does he really go?
Wow, the things you look at sometimes.
I found out. Okay, first of all, Absolute is page. They sell these like rose gold sequin turbans for ladies that you can buy.
Okay.
With all the whitest women wearing them as well. But I mean, the rose gold copper pineapple, I mean, I would drink out of that clearly. So this is why I clicked on the store. And now I've found out that you can get Crystal Head vodka bottles engraved, but I don't know where the engraving goes.
Oh,
like on the
have
forehead?
You
Like
just
on
type
the
in
back?
what you want and that's it?
Yeah, there's like 3 lines you can get engraved. I'm like,
It's on
is
the
it
cork.
the bottom? Yeah, I don't... I wish I knew where the engraving goes, because I feel like that would actually be really cool, because I'd save the bottle with the engraving.
Yeah.
But but if it's like across the forehead or something stupid, then I'd be like, what the fuck? What do I want this?
Turbans are coming into the current fashion scene fast. Really?
Well,
oh my gosh.
So the thing
Get
is
Tumblr
like
on
in
the
the
case.
40s, like that was a thing that women would wear as well, right? Like
yeah, I
keep
guess
your
you're
hair
right.
back, and
Yeah,
there was a lot
yeah.
of like because I've looked into like fashion turbans because of the fact that I do a lot of vintage and like old school styles. But I'm like looking at these rose gold ones. I mean, these are more classic turban. Like those, the ones that were like more 40s were definitely close cropped to the head and had like jewels or were bedecked in some way.
Uh-huh.
This is a fucking turban. Like this is a legit like large rolled wrapped turban that I'm kind of like, ooh, maybe that's a little too close. It's a little too close. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
And one of the story missions is help this person make a soup. Ever play Elder Scrolls Online? I started it. It was I could see the potential, especially the like Dark Age of Camelot style PvP stuff. the designers, like I also had the luxury of sort of doing a preview event for it. I think it was a QuakeCon. I got to chat to some of the devs, and they were like, "Yeah, the real goal of this game is to get people at the like PvP endgame territory where they're defending castles from each other, and like people come up with cool strategies of like forming a." That's a snake lady. That is a snake lady. Hmm. I guess Naga women are coming into fashion, so good job. But like a vampire army attacking a castle at night and stuff like that is cool stuff. But I mean, ultimately, every MMO, every never-ending game has to compete with Final Fantasy XIV, and I have yet to find a game that has more of what I want in it. This game is my thing. It's my thing in so many different ways. Playing Elder Scrolls Online feels like Skyrim with input lag to me. Yeah? You would think, oh, Lamias, sorry. You would think that people would be cool with that, but, oh, of course she speaks with S's. Gotta find all the people she's gotta train. Fezzes were never cool. I don't care what Doctor Who says. Nothing related to Doctor Who has ever been cool. And that includes rainbow scarves. Oh, no sub-musics for renewals? Yeah, at a year. I guess annually after that. If I'm lucky enough to have people come back for multiple years, jeez. I owe them songs. Sorry for the off-topic question. I was wondering if you had any tips for exercise and working out. Right now I have a similar physique to you at the early stages of Funhouse, and my current workout routine isn't working as well as I'd like. Well, if you want to lose weight, you just have to eat less. And in that regard, I guess, changing what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat it, and that's basically everything. So, when you start to really restrict the calories you take in, you lose the ability to eat calories that mean nothing, if that makes any sense. So, if I try to keep myself to 1,700 calories, which is very difficult, but it means I have no room to eat stuff that doesn't nourish me, because it won't prevent me from getting hungry, because my body needs actual food. So, like, just by virtue of the math of it, it rules out things like chips and other snacks. You just can't have them anymore. There's no room. Oh, Wendy's porn craze? Yeah, I'm familiar with that. That's pretty great, though. That's funny. Good Link cookie cutter. As far as workouts go, I guess a really simple tip there is, provided your form is fine, just start doing sets that are well over what you think you can do. So if you have your particular like bench weights or reps or whatever, just tack another 10 pounds on it. The next time you go and see if you can lift it. You might actually be able to. And then tack another 10 on and try it.
Write it down.
Yeah, write it down.
So
absolutely.
that you track.
Yeah, but don't be afraid of pushing past what you think your boundaries are, because it's pushing past those things that forces your body to react. I got stuck with a really long time of just doing the same workout, because it was hard. It was hard every time. And I told myself, well, when it feels easy, I'll step it up then. That's not really how the body works, or at least not mine. I had to push past, and then my body would catch up to where I set the bar. And then I have to push past again, so... Oh, but yeah, Joseph, yeah, get a good water bottle, start cutting out soda and other drinks. Yeah, I feel like that's... I skipped that because I felt like that may have been a little too obvious. I feel like if you're already trying to diet and exercise, hopefully you're not doing things like drinking full sugar soda, because that's just, man.
I like to power up before my workout with
Alcohol.
12-pack of Coke.
Yeah.
All
Chug a beer or
12
two.
at once. Just like success. So, like, open all of them. And then just chug.
Spread them
and
around
then
me.
that's just how I know that my lungs are ready and open for me to work out.
And then, you know, just cutting out alcohol. That's...
So, I shouldn't fill my water bottle with
Yeah,
vodka?
your Nalgene with a vodka. What do you mean? Why... Wait a minute. Somebody's legitimately asking why Overwatch porn is popular still? Please. Because they fine as fuck. Characters are attractive in an inoffensive way. Yeah. And you got all those source filmmaker models ready to go. They ready. You can just copy and paste a dick onto whatever you want. It's a dream come true. Alphonse Osmir. I'm so pensive, staring into the sun. His little anime glasses. Cool. You can swim through that water? Yeah, they added swimming now, right? Haven't done that stuff yet. What's a better game? TF2 or Overwatch? I think Overwatch is better. TF2 is really good, but Overwatch kind of does that thing better. Anyway. Any tips for recent graduate of software engineering? Not really. None that I can think of. Get a job and figure it out. Yeah, good luck, Egg Child. It's some of the it's frustrating because the easy things are easy, right? Like it's easy to stop doing soda or just switch to diet. And it's frustrating. I've been frustrated at the sort of easy weight loss and health gains people get from doing the easy stuff. Because I did that and didn't get much out of it. But then there are other, like, tricks. So if you're prepared, like, cook your own food, that way you know what's in it. Or eat out at a place that's quantifiable, like you can see it. But even then, you can't really rely on calorie information, because usually servings are much bigger than whatever they send off to get evaluated. So if you cook for yourself, you know exactly what you're putting into your body. And then you can get a very mathematically exact estimate of how much you're actually taking in. But beyond that, there are certain tricks. So if you cook for yourself, you can, instead of using things that add calories, like mayonnaise and things like that, you can use hot sauce or sriracha, which not only adds a lot of flavor for no calories, but also helps you eat slower, so you get full faster. Yeah, I cooked a lot of fats and oil, sure. A lot of oil, yeah. Oil makes things taste good. What? Take two and be glad for it. Now I gotta pick goddamn herbs. Practice cutting vegetables, stuff like bell peppers make great snacks. Sure, yeah. That's another good tip. Just force yourself to grow a taste for vegetables. Really, your diet staple, the thing that you eat the most of in every meal should be vegetables. Because they're largely not a lot of calories, they have a lot of fiber, they have actual nutrition, and it's a lot of meaningful, space-filling stuff for your stomach. So it will make you not hungry and keep you not hungry for longer. So it's a good way to manage hunger. Other things are like a cup of black coffee. It's good for managing hunger too. Is there no door? How do I get in this thing? Maybe I don't. What's your favorite homemade meal? I don't know that I have one. I can cook a mean breakfast though. For the whole 9 yards, man. Eggs, bacon, toast. Good cup of coffee. I think probably, yeah, breakfast is where I would land on that one. What am I looking forward here? Missing recruit. Maybe it's under or over? Oh, there's an herb. Americans don't fuck with veg. Do you think American cuisine have enough vegetables? No. Absolutely not. It's mostly corn. It's not really forcing, it's changing over time. You'll naturally build a taste for vegetables because it's become a regular part of your diet. Yeah, Mordicia, of course. Of course that's the end game, but most people, when they're just starting out, it has to be a force. Like, you force it until it becomes a habit. But, like, the way you can help yourself is using things like salt and pepper. Sriracha, like I said. I mean, in the past, I've microwave steamed up a whole bowl of spinach or broccoli. Put some salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic powder on it.
Oh, I found a new thing for exactly what you do for them. I found this kind of sauce that you could use that is basically
sent by the snake.
Garlic, ginger, scallions, and you keep it into a little jar, basically with like it becomes an infused oil. So then you can pour just a little bit onto stuff with those like almost kind of pickled versions of the like suspended in the oil, and you can use that as well.
I don't need to use oil though. You just bypass that entirely. Although a little bit of oil also helps suppress hunger too. Nipples the Brave, currently making my way through Heavensward. Thinking about getting Stormbolt when I have the money, would you recommend it? I'm enjoying it so far, but I'm not that far. Other people in chat are much further than me, and they are very complimentary of Stormblood. So. But one of those air fryers that just blasts food with 400-degree air makes crazy good broccoli. Huh, I never thought about that. That's cool. Lucky enough to be able to afford a local meal service, 460-calorie dinners delivered to my house each day, stored in the fridge, or in the microwave when I'm ready to eat. That's fantastic, then. I think that's another thing. Adjusting your portion sizes, your perception of portion sizes is another big deal. 4 ounces of meat is a portion, and almost no restaurant will ever serve you that. It's much more than that. And that's when you can, like, once you start to sort of adjust portion control, that's when it's oddly liberating to have as many vegetables as you want, as your body can fit, because there's really no bad there. So it's like if you want to indulge, you can indulge in the right way, with the right thing. And at that point, it's like, well, it's not really indulgence anymore. And yeah, and that's kind of the point. So it's just stuff like knowing when and how to indulge, and truly making it an indulgence with something that's worth indulging on, as opposed to just, you know, drinking a shitload of beer every Friday because it's Friday. Oh yeah? Plugging through Heavensward? Heavensward was good. It was pretty good. Indulging becomes going ham at a Whole Foods salad bar on discount Wednesdays. That's good too. That's the thing, it's I've told Stephanie this, but one of the things I always remember is on Twin Peaks, old Coop talking about giving yourself a present, a treat, and how that can be a really good cup of coffee. So that's kind of, if you tell yourself to really savor something as though it is an indulgence, bizarrely, it, at least with me, will sort of reverse trick my mind and give me that satisfaction even though it's genuinely not what's going on. So if I do get a really good cup of coffee... Oh, this little red mage! Look at him! Sorry. Yeah, he's different. He's different than the other ones. The other ones were like super blocky and moved like really jerky. Oh wait, he does kind of too. Lettuce can be good filler. Well, yeah, that's all it is. It's just water. Is somebody casting something on me? Yeah, what the hell was that? Hello, Sir Derps-a-lot. I like your name. Sir Whiskers. Ham Jelly. So serious. That's one of the other things I like about 14 is just... It is truly a gift when a game gives you a first and last name slot. You get some good stuff. I saw an herb. There it is. Can I not swim down yet? Or is there a special button? Oh, whatever, who cares. Anything going on in my neck of the woods? Yes. Santa Clarita's on fire. It's nice to have a relaxing day and just sort of stream a bit. Bless you. Bruce and Adam were saying that they felt Destiny 2 would be able to replace Overwatch. Think that may be the same for you? Nah. It's not the same kind of game. I guess trying to jump. Oh, pff, they added a... Oh no. There's something up there, isn't there? Shit. That guy's fishing? That's cool. Crap, I have to try now. Why did they do this to me? Fuck! No, I'm not... I know there's something up there, I know it. Here, I'm gonna play Triple Triad too. Get my ass beat. Sudden death. Chaos. Random... Oh, Jesus. I challenge you with my deck. You exceeded the rarity limit for your deck. Alright, well, whatever. This is not gonna go well. I really like this music, though. Okay. It's the same Triple Triad music. I really want to flip this guy, but I don't want the 3 to stay down, so I'm going to play it safe. Damn it. Okay. Nope, but ties don't count, though, do they? Shit. I don't know what is this? Does that mean... Who? Yes! Give me those coins. Get the fuck out. Blew you out, son. Done. Dumpster, get out of my face. Well, it's sort of hoping Destiny 2 takes off in the Funhouse office. Good chance for me to help in some way. Oh, Mundy, thank you for the salts. What's up, Peachtree? Yeah, I think Destiny 2 will be pretty popular. Mostly, I mean, just by virtue of being on PC, I think that's gonna help a lot. Alright, I found your mans. Hey, you had another quest. I saw that shit. Oh, and I gotta find those herbs, too. Gotta make a nice soup. There we go. Favorite competitive genre? Huh. To play or to watch? I am tiny and adorable, Aria Amante. Thank you for noticing that. I have a jaunty hat. This chest armor is not really my style, but that's okay. Oh, and Titanfall 2? Now we're talking about, Joseph? Well, yeah, I enjoy watching StarCraft. RTS games are fun. I don't like watching or playing MOBAs. To play, yeah, probably shooter, I would say, in terms of competitive stuff. I don't really like competitive games all that much. I like competing against computers. Look at that fat bird. Stupid fat bird. I'm gonna throw this out there. I think... Oh, Destiny. Oh, Titans get it. Gotcha. Okay. Have you ever been underwhelmed by something because of hearing about it for a while? Can be anything, just wondering. Huh. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good at managing my own expectation levels these days. Been burned out enough, or burned on stuff too much. I just kind of don't trust marketing anymore. Not that I think they're lying to me, I just don't listen to it. Then again, that's the whole point of marketing, is to convince you that, oh my gosh, you Geary. Look at you, look how cute you are. It's just supposed to get under my skin, right? Make me think about a thing even though I think I'm not thinking about it. I did get those herbs, and it was hard too. Really philosophical about your soup there for a second. Oh, I'm about to level. I think I'm gonna level, and then that'll probably be it for the stream today. It's been nice and stable. I did it. Oh. Thank you, Zombie. Thank you for the resub. Ooh. And Dylan Bob Boy. Thank you for the sub. Sub. That means it's music time. Actually, I got a track all ready to go. So Dylan Bob Boy, thanks a lot. Enjoy this track. Anyway, can't play the whole thing. The song's not very long, so... Oh. Yeah, that was called The Drums, or the group was called The Drums. It's almost time for my anime to start. Could you pull out for a second? Why? What anime-loving girl wouldn't want a big old dick inside them while they're watching anime? Oh yeah, good old 300 FPS Bowser. Just walking on down. Were you privy to the crap that went down with that Instagram model at VidCon? No, I was not. And I was hoping there'd be some quality drama. Fellow lover of freedom and justice, you haven't seen the Warden Destroyer, have you? I have to find an action figure for this guy? Jesus. Hey, alright. I guess maybe it's hard to concentrate on all that anime action while you're getting a little action of your own. I don't know. It just seems like it's efficient to combine sex with any other life activity. Sections like this are where 14 kind of loses me for a while. Yeah, I guess I don't blame you. I like it. I kind of like the downtime. It's kind of nice, the variance and intensity of what you're doing. Sometimes you're doing intense war stuff. Sometimes you're finding cheese for somebody who really wants to make some nachos. I do like that they at least acknowledge that this stuff is kind of way below your pay grade. So... There, I found it. This ward. Treasure map. Eh? Oh, this. Paper ward inscribed with a prayer to patron deity. Oh, okay. Never mind. It is a ward. I thought it was... talked about it like it was an action figure. What is the favorite aspect of your job that isn't monetary? You mean, like, something besides the fact that I get paid to do what I do? I guess I said it before, but truly it's the fact that I'm surrounded by people that I respect and really enjoy working with. I turns from doing 10 plus quests a session to mostly auto-running and chatting to get through 2 or 3 before quitting. I like the chatting though, but no, I get it. I guess it's for me it's nice to get... I like the reading, I like the writing. So it's nice to get rewarded for just taking it easy for a little bit. But, yeah, I can get why somebody might not like it. Booyah! What did I get? Nothing. I guess I get a new ability at 62. Feels weird to level again. Alright, guys. Oh, free company and Discord chatting to pass the auto-run time? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for the stream today. Thanks everybody for watching. It was nice to get one in again. I've said this before and I was wrong, but I think this week's going to be normal, which means I might get to stream in the evenings again. Sub-High playlist isn't working? Which one? The only one that I maintain is the Google Play one. And if it's not working, that might be the link shortener or something. Yeah, thanks guys for playing or for watching. I'll probably play something aside from 14 soon enough. I've mostly just been mainlining this because I love 14 and Stormblood is here. It's awesome. Oh yeah, what's up, Artistic Zombie? Thank you, Hitmoose. Yeah, have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, and you get to see more Star Wars. How exciting.
You don't factor into them. But I am not without a heart. Familiar, yes? I found it in your dead father's home. I can decipher any language or code known, but this one eludes me. It must be important. Tell me what it is, and these gentlemen won't have to indulge their darker side.
The dark side? I've been there. Do your worst.
Well, I suppose that concludes our business.
I'm not interested in leaving. I have some business to conclude with your friend, 88.
Okay, well, Online Traveler, since I've been on here, has changed my life in one big way. I have a social anxiety problem. I actually take pills for it. I go outside, I have panic attacks when I see a lot of people. When I came on Online Traveler, I had to say in the first week that I've been on here and I started socializing with people, it's made it easier for me to talk to people when real world. And people are just awesome on here, and they're easy to talk to. I mean, outside there's a lot of buttholes and a lot of mean people. But I learned how to open myself up to people in the world and socialize a lot better than before. And I've actually talked to my doctor, and he cut down on my medication evidence.
Before Traveler, well, let's see, before I got on Traveler, I was campaign manager for different candidates in politics. Like I said, and I give these parties at these hotels for people, and I would, get them organized. I'm an organizer, and I guess you would call me, well, they refer me as, I guess I'm a leader. I've been referred to as a leader, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you this, but a long time ago, when I first got on here, I was referred to as baby is a calling card. Baby's a calling card. You know what that meant? That meant put baby in a room and you're going to get a crowd. Now why, I don't know. The biggest challenge of overcoming Traveler, I guess, was when, well, I had to start out. I had to start out from somewhere, and I knew that what I wanted to do when I got involved, I got to that. Like I said, I've worked all the servers, but my first impression was when I got to WWP. I saw the big guitar, the big entrance, and all that, and then I began to get friends. And right in this room right now, I can look over there, and I have a friend that's at heart over there. I've known her for 5.5 years.